Salut, salut, Georgian. Salut. Te pup, Lucian. Bă, vă pup pe toți. Vă pup și vă mulțumesc că sunteți alături de mine. Vă pup și am revenit. Asta-s 2 secunde să-mi deschid și eu aici pe laptop. Salut, vă pup pe toți. Stați 2 secunde, încerc să-mi deschid laptopul să vă văd comentariile aici la toți, să le am pe toate. Nu știu ce dracu am făcut aici. Hai că merge și mie asta dacă e. Dar nu sunt pe Facebook, ce dracu. Mi s-a închis asta.
Nu ți-e tabletă.
E bun așa, ce?
Nu ți-e tabletă.
Asta poate mergi cu tabletă, ziua mea.
Vă pup pe toți, vă salut și vă pup. Vă mulțumesc că sunteți aici cu mine. Am avut nevoie... Claudiu, băiatul tău? Nu, e nepotul meu fanatic. Nu zic că s-a întrerupt. S-a întrerupt? Sau nu s-a întrerupt? Vă mulțumesc din toată inima mea. Am avut nevoie de o pauză. Eram prea să zic eu cu întru totul și nu mai vedeam alte părți, alte greșeli, alte etc. În schimb am hotărât cu prietenul meu, cu fratele meu, cu Alin, pentru un moment să punem pauză, să încetăm, fiecare să-și vadă de ale lui. Pentru că eram prea conectați, nu în sensul bun. Adică tot ce noi voiam, cred că din prea multă dorință, probabil de asta eșuam și am eșuat. Nu are nicio treabă pe MCO, nu mă interesează. Susțin toate echipele, asta nu înseamnă că eu nu o să mă joc sau etc. Le susțin pe toate, foarte bine, se știe, eu am zis întotdeauna, Next-ul, indiferent, stau shelter pe burtă, fac ce nu fac, sunt top. Da, adică a fost prea multă dorință, într-un timp așa de scurt, voiam să le facem pe toate și când colo n-a făcut nimic. Stați 2 secunde să încerc să intru și pe Facebook. Dacă mai merge.
N-ai treabă.
Hai jucăm?
Așa ce ai? Da, eu jucăm.
Bun, vorbiți frumos,
Așa
da?
ce ai? Au
Da?
avut de a 20, ce ai?
Vă rog frumos, vorbiți frumos, da?
Da, îți dai seama.
Da, tati.
Oricum asta e cel mai
Îmi pare
prost.
tab-
Deci, Dragnea, asta e cel mai prost cunoștința mea.
Îți dai
Eu nu
seama.
știu ce... Eu nu înțeleg ce nu-l dai afară.
Nu îl dau afară.
Hai.
Cum o fi el, urât, prost, e de-a nostru. Dar dacă ar ști, dacă ar ști nevastă sa cum vorbește,
M-am găsit pe țigea.
hai, las, că vom păcați, măi.
Hai. Dai.
Îi dau, da? Am
Da,
plecat?
dai mai repede, Claudiu, că la ăsta are...
Hai, da. A, dar de asta e el pe joc cu aici, de asta am fost pe joc toată ziua.
I need a weapon.
Haideți cu un like și cu un share, vă rog eu frumos. Dacă vreți, dați-mă un pic mai încetul ca să nu mă auziți aici. Eu o să răspund și la comentarii.
Marked a
Da, tati, stai
location.
liniște, nu e băi.
Cu Omlete Arcade fac mafiotul number 1. Așa-l cheamă. Așa-i zic.
WhatsApp.
Nu e bune. Vezi ce bătaie aveam.
Te-ai mai luat.
Ți-ai
Nu
schimbat,
ești
ți-ai schimbat
învățat?
setările, a?
Mhm.
Da, bravo.
Încât în 4 de GG.
Ăsta abia știi joace în două, apoi în 4.
Se calcă pe ele. Joci pe mână cu Georgiana, mă iuga. Tu pe jumătate, ecranul e pe jumătate.
Mamă, se vede cu aia că m-am jucat. Hă, hă.
De seară n-ai mai jucate.
Hă. Da, și mult am jucat aseară. 2 meciuri.
Nici pe hie nu te-a mai lăsat.
Nu. Da, eu acum mi-am cumpărat o geantă ca să mă las să mă joc. Fut-o gura, bă, te dă. Tomberon ce ești.
Am văzut eu că stare în gură.
N-am înțeles-o pe asta, dar hai.
Lasă, așa.
Apoi te ești prost. N-ai treabă.
Deci nu prea e credit. Nu înțeleg ce zici.
Cred că-ți pe furculiță.
Uite-l pe ăsta înaintea mea.
Mi-am băgat.
Bă, acum
Mi-am băgat
eu
furculița.
sper, Doamne
Așa.
ajută, să nimerez butoanele cu aia.
Ce, să ne întâlnești cu Ștefana pe mână? Ce-ați păziteți?
Mamă, dar ce
Ei, nu
tare
mai
e.
vorbi așa mult, că
Stai
dai
cam
peste
tare-
cap contorul.
Cam tare în gură ăsta, mă. Dacă l-află nevastă sa...
Watch out.
M-am găsit pe ție,
Aoleu.
coare. Nu s-am zis.
Eu, dar ce furăcios ești, futu-te în gură.
Hai că tragi tu în mine. Am aici în față.
Dar nu știu la ce e mere televizorul ăsta-mi bat pula. Deci televizorul în brațe.
Uită-l pe unul aici.
Marked a location.
Ai, mâncat așa. Bun, are glanțe de nou? N-are.
Nu are mă nimic. Eu zic și eu zic că stai cu minte.
Hai, mersi, e kill?
Siguranță de 5 aveți?
Da, am eu. Nu știu, vi la mine îți dau.
Da, da. Tu care ești? 4?
Marked a location.
Ia. Uite. Ia-ți-le pe toate. Că nu mai iau scară.
Bă, eu ca inoc.
Mhm.
Păi și de ce
A,
nu
păi eu
zici?
cred că-
A,
Da,
dar
n-ai,
el a
că
sărit
mor,
acolo,
mor.
el e pe N-ai treabă cu el.
Nu, mi-a dat pe casino.
Hai că ți-o dat de pe
omorât
casino
frumos,
și ce
și
cauți acolo?
De pe casino mi-a dat.
Da, mă, e de casino pentru
I-ai lăsat parcă ai ecran cu trasă la Georgiana?
Aoleu,
Hai,
am
mamă,
crezut că
ce-am
sunt la
scăpat.
ultimul etaj. Mamă, dar paralizat sunt cu aia. Vezi că e pe casino 1.
Păi da, ăla l-a omorât pe Iuca.
Da? Păi și ăsta meu ce face acolo sus?
Mă uit la ăla de pe casino, poate e cu escape.
N-ai un vertical orice în plus.
Hai că vertical am.
Orice.
Da, sunt pe 4 degete, să știți. Sunt paralizat, abia nimeresc. N-am coaie, ce să-ți dau? Ești nebun? Am un flash hider.
Atunci eu dăm clasele înapoi.
Să-ți dau gloanțele înapoi? Eu sunt eu. Ați luptat și etajul 2?
Hai. Hai.
Vezi că trage ăla în tine cu aia.
I-ai dat-o? Hai să-mi bag pula, dar ce, la cine e gălugea asta?
La Iuca, cred.
I arăți sau dă familia acasă.
De la Sami să audi.
Da, mă, că sunt în living și...
Ce număr ești, Sami? Te-am dat mai încet. Te-am dat mai încet că nu
Apoi
înțeleg
eu
aici.
am vrut să-l dau pământ, dar pe din respect că a fost cu blonda aia frumoasă, l-am lăsat la jumătate.
Care blondă frumoasă?
Aia cu care a fost la cabană.
Ah,
Găsim că se găspăr să e mă dăgem la el.
ce să faci tu?
Știam că se găspăr să e blonde mă dăgem și ăla blonde în sara aia.
Tare prost ăsta, mă. Deci eu când am zis că este cea mai proastă cunoștința mea, n-am glumit.
Dar ghice că e găspăr să e blonde mă, Sami, serios, acum fără știu.
Nu cred că îl mai las să
A, bă,
vorbească.
o zic, e blondă, e gata. Ai luat tache glonțele, ghice, și fi mi-ar scârbă ei. Hai că mă duc în blocul ăsta. Hai să-mi bat pula de aceea acolo.
Nu mai l-am dat la 10, că e prea tare. Și mă aud de 5
Da,
ori.
și eu mai încep. Eu. Ori la 5. După el. Stai un picuț. Auzat? Că mi-ai auzat cum?
Nu, e de la Iuca ăsta cu de 2 ori.
De la Iuca ne auzăm.
Eu nu știu de ce, da. Da, știu că de la Iuca.
Cum se auzi 2 ori?
Dacă zic,
E la tine, ne
e
auzim.
de la tine. Coai, nu știu cum dracu ți-ai
Dai
conectat.
bani
acum nu
înapoi.
Dar mi-ai
Acum
dat?
nu mai. Dar acum nu mai.
Dar să-mi dai contul.
Da.
Ok, că prinde blocul meu sau că-ți rup picioarele.
Stai un pic, că eu n-am treabă cu jocul, sunt pe laptop. Încerc să deschid și Facebook.
Bine,
Am un laptop, cred că 15 lei îl vând undeva.
îl vând eu pe meu.
Dar ce laptop ai?
Un Lenovo.
La revedere.
Nu vrei?
Nu.
E nou cu aia. Cred că am stat pe el vreo 40 de ore, 50 în parchetă.
Nu, ca cu el, cu aia. Lenovo, ăștia fac în pula mea. Pahare de cafea, nu fac laptop.
În pula mea.
Dar nu-mi deschide ușa cu aia, ești nebun? Nu știu,
Pare de.
nu-mi deschide ușa.
Trage în ea.
Păcat de joc.
Bă, e bine că eu am găsit de unul.
Ne vrei vertical?
Nu, mi-am găsit laser. Încă. Bă, pula mea.
Nu, deci nu vrei, nu?
Nu.
Vreau eu, Clau.
A, bine, mă. Hai să mergem.
Mai trebuie ceva glanțe de 7. Da.
Am uitat. Dar n-avem nicio mașină să mă rămâs.
Ba da, avem un bag.
Enemies ahead!
Da, mă mai liniște.
Mă duc să caut mașina.
Ce e acolo?
Caut mașina.
Da, caut.
E bun și autobuz, da?
Nu contează. Mașină să avem. Trecem un pic prin
Da,
Samara.
aveți bilet?
Da.
Stați în stație, că acum vă ia.
Dar stai că n-a fost.
Luați de 7, n-ai mai mult.
35 am. Carul.
Am 90 și un încărcător.
Ce șmecher merge asta.
Îmi dai și merge 7. Nu suci pula. Are 200 kg glanțe cu aia.
Vorbește mă frumos, ești bulangiu?
Are 200 kg glanțe cu aia.
Păi și? Trebuie să
De
jur?
7 și 200 kg ține. Are 400 și ceva glanțe și nu
Țăran.
poate.
Nu, la Munte nu e.
Ami, să-mi suci penis. Aoleu. Dă-i, scoate-mă din zonă că am bulan la gheasă, că n-ai treaba.
Aoleu, aoleu.
Ți-am zis? Scoate-mă mai din zonă. Ia jeep-ul.
Hai că-l iau. Player aici în față.
Dă motoră până mai încolo și pe aia ales. În bater?
Ăsta din pecado a plecat cu aia.
Bilanță de 7 salat. De 5 adică salat. Hai că am înțeles. Op, Nema. No. Nici.
Da, da, am. Am un 4X.
Da, e jeepul ăla din față.
Enemies ahead!
Da,
Dacă
mă
nu
aud
e-
de 2 ori, dar nu știu de la cine. De la Iuca.
De la eu, ca oprea. Stai bă, ia-mă și pe mine. De.
Aoleu, ce-am făcut aici?
Eu că îmi pare rău, dar eu te opresc.
L-am oprit și eu cu aia, că e prea... Dacă mă
Eu-
auzi, Iuca, conectează și deconectează căștile cu aia, ca să-și revină. Dar eu unde merg cu aia, că nici știu unde merg, dacă mă credeți.
Mai lutăm pe aici, mai stăm pe aici? Te chem în centrul zonei.
Păi și mai bine îi căutam.
Dar nu trebuie un scop cu aia, pentru mine ăsta n-am niciun scop de genul, bă.
Caut atunci. Caută, mă duc și eu să-l mai lucrez atunci. Poate găsesc și eu un optic.
Dacă găsești când ai mie 4. Ai stoc pe M4.
În 4 la mine, dacă vreți.
N-am gloanță pe drept. Nu joc cu berilul meciul ăsta. Ah? Ce aveți
Nu,
acolo?
nu, eu
Mamă,
am
dar
tras.
nici nu fi chiar la 300 km.
Am tras eu la mișto.
Că nici nu ești la 300 km.
Ba, player sau voi trageți?
Ăsta are gloanță.
Vreți flash hider? Îmi dați altceva? Nu. Am încercat.
Ce vrei să zici, că vrei compensator?
Ce?
Vrei să zici că vrei compensator sau
Nu,
ceva în genul?
supresor. Orice, nu, că nu am ales ăsta flash hider. Nu-mi place.
Hai că îți dau eu compensatorul, după mine.
Gloanțe de 5 dacă vreți.
Nu, trebuie.
Eu am supresor.
Mai e el.
M4 la mine iar.
Ai și gloanță G5 în plus, ca să mi le iau.
Da, cu tot.
Hai că acum vin. Mă cap ghiberil. E sus?
Am găsit un compensator, îl vrei ca?
Da, te rog, da.
Eu ca doarme în oraș în seara asta.
De ce?
Au găsit Georgiana în Telegram.
Poftim?
Au găsit Georgiana Telegramul.
Aha.
Dacă mai găsești gloanță G5 mai că acum am
Mamă, 3 flare gun cu aia. Mamă, 3 flare gun în spate cu aia.
I-am văzut. Hai.
Deci unul e în Pecado și 2 sunt în ăla la Hector. Hai în ăla.
Mă lasă în 30, e gloanță G5 Claudiu, dacă ai.
Hai că-ți dau acolo.
Că îmi dau o armă în bac ăla. Deci.
Hai, vii, nu mai stau. Ăla, nu știu dacă e în Pecado ăla cu aia. Ba da, în Pecado. Hai, vii, Sami, da?
Vii după noi.
Da, da, Ghică. Ghică. Haideți cu un like și cu un share, vă rog.
Ai mai făcut ceva urmăritor pe YouTube?
Dar nu știu câți aveam, nu știu câți... Mamă, dar ce rău mă duc cu aia, de ce nu mă oprești?
Dar n-am fost fază. Am vrut să mă oprind o țigară.
Hai, că vine și Sami ăsta meu. Ia uzi. Aoleu.
Fugi. Mamă. Dă-i aici, că te stragă noi.
Dar nu,
Te scop.
eu de așa de bine nu m-au nimerit deloc.
Lasă că m-au nimerit pe mine.
Da?
Nu vezi? Păi nu vezi?
Nu. Da. Bine. Nu mai veni Sami. Nu mai veni, ia. Hai să luăm aici. Pun mașina pe plecare. Du-te. Mașină în spate. Ce prost ești tu, erai. Ce mai speria să moară Franța?
Hai să văd dacă găsesc ceva glanțe pe aici.
Dacă
Am
nu
găsit
găsești,
în
îmi zici.
PUBG 2. Hai. Aha.
Da, e plin de squaduri pe aici. Hai că în aer stătea asta,
N-am găsit Claudiu.
nu? Iar sunt în aer, m-au rămas.
Ești prea departe, Clau.
Dropează-mi tu niște glanțe.
Hai că n-am cum. Trebuie să dau knock acolo. Ia.
Clau, zi-mi și mie pe unde-s băieții, că eu nu-i văd.
În față, la stâlpul ăla, dacă vezi stâlpul.
Acolo e la container iară.
Enemies
Că
ahead.
ne-a dat cu căruțul, m-a îndoit. Sunt paralizat cu aia, nici nu pot să mă mișc cum vreau eu. Da, mă obișnuiesc eu să mor dacă mă mai schimb de pe 4.
De ce iară te-ai schimbat pe două regete?
Sunt pe 4, nu pe 2. Eram în 3.
Vă aduc un painkiller.
Nu cam. Hai să mergem. Hai în zonă, ne batem cu ei mai mâine. Hai, condu tu să-mi fac și o viață.
Față.
Hai, dă-i, conduc cu aie.
Uite mă, sunt aici 2
Dă-i, pleacă Sami de acolo. Hai că ai
Hai
condus.
că da.
Ia stai, poate eu avem mașină aici. Uite, ai glonțe aici cu ai.
Ăsta. Perfect.
Eu știu că era mașină. Ce faci cu ai? Te bați acolo?
Mi-am luat nora.
Păi de ce te-ai bătut cu
Nu
ai?
mai veniți că n-are rost.
Nu trebuie să te bați. Ia mașina aia cu ai, ești nebun? Merge pe jos?
Ce are?
Dai!
Cred că am fără boost. Că nu mai avem motorină.
Dai până în zonă, încolo.
Luăm bridge-ul ăsta, mergem cu marginea, nu?
Dai sus. Ia rigiul ăla,
Păi sus,
ăsta
da.
dacă poți.
Watch out!
Sunt player acolo, ia-l pe ăsta din stânga.
Watch out!
Sunt player sus în dreapta
Aici?
acolo. Sunt player sus în dreapta. O să ne vină și din spate cu ai. Hop.
Hai să bag un energizant.
Au, trage unul. Trage Clau. Nu știu, păi ce mă. Nu da game-ul lui. La copac, cred că e Clau. Nu stai în fața copacului, că tot trage în copac. Că știe că după copac și trage în copac.
Lasă-l, lasă-l, el după mine trage. Nu e bună deloc poziția asta. Să nu bată și din spate. Stai acolo, dragă. Uite la pe ăla.
Stau aici.
Da, da.
Au.
Așa,
acolo lângă
așa,
drop.
așa, lasă-l, lasă-l. Lasă-l că te ține pe tine, eu mă duc prin stânga lor și bat pe amândoi. Numai să nu mori. Să nu ții knock cu ai. Dacă ți-ai luat knock, s-a sfârșit.
Asta vreau să fac. Avem și palți aici. Acolo mai avem player.
Enemies ahead!
Hai că am pus dacă.
Enemies ahead!
Acum.
Enemies ahead!
M-a schimbat poziția că m-a știu altă. Au.
Hai că ți-ai schimbat poziția dacă e. Da, da.
Da, da. Au. Stai, nu da.
Ușor, nebunule.
Dacă vrei să mă ajut, Clau,
Stai un pic că n-am nimic cu ai. Stai un pic. Nu mai am gloanțe. Ține-te acolo cum poți. Ai luat knock, să moară moasa de unde.
i-am dat hit cu mini din fața mea.
Doamne, din
Enemies
toate
ahead.
părțile îmi trag cu ai.
Hai că unul mă pușează. Îmi trage în spate.
Au!
Unul fix aici în
Enemies
fața mea,
ahead!
după Rigi. Vezi că o să vină să-mi dea finger dacă...
Dă-ți viață, Clau.
N-ai ce să mă, eram sigur că ăsta îmi dă așa. Ar avea și AVM-ul. Hai cu ready ceva, nu?
Dă-re de iupa.
Hai să vedem dacă lasă Georgian.
Ceva ready? Nu?
Acum ți-ai găsit și tu să fumezi, și ești morghe 20 de minute.
De eu nu-l aud cu ai.
Că l-ai închis, a zis că s-a dus să iasă, să fumeze o țigară.
Ia vorbește acum. Da, trebuie să te dau din joc, trebuie să te dau. Nu te aud. Păi dacă s-a dus el să fumeze, cum o să merg și eu, nu?
Hai. Duceți-vă tot.
Întâmplă acum.
Gata? S-a fumat? S-a tot? Alo?
Stai și cum. Alo? Stai și cum. Dai.
Și Iuca? Eu nu-l aud.
Da, da.
Da? Am plecat. Că am plecat. Era voiam schimb harta. Da, adevărat fanatic.
Să dați care electronic pe jos.
Da?
Da.
Și unde? Ai luat tot?
Dar tot așa ne auzim de 2 ori? Nu, hai că e bine. Nu, e bine. Ți-ai deconectat alea, îl conectat sau ce? Iau eu blocul, luați voi restul.
Marked a location.
Mai este cu noi aici pe bloc? Am rămas dacă îmi găsi vreo orbă. Ce tu?
Vine careva cu mine la L.
Îl am pe unul aici cu ai.
I need a weapon.
Am armură. Îi scoci Claudiu sau vin înapoi. Le. Mereu auzi.
Am shotgun. Ar fi bunici. Mă duc la casino aici. Da, ăștia nu mai sunt sau ce dracu?
Care?
Păi erau aici vreo 2-3.
Mă, eu nu am mai văzut nimic. Un bot atât am omorât. Acolo aici, dacă vrei să Clau.
Nu, nu. Nu, nu, că eu l-am lăsat. În roșu, ai grijă.
Sunt tare, în primul sau în a doilea gen.
Uite cu aia, când mi-a dat prin perete, ești prost?
Eu sunt închis.
Bă, mi-a dat prin
Acum
perete
vin
ăsta
înapoi.
cu aia. Da, pușează cu aia. Bă, mi-a dat prin perete cu aia.
Mor.
Hai rapid, Dragan, și la mine. Doamne, să cap.
Da, așa, da,
Ai, să-mi bat pula mea asta.
unde ești, Clau?
Sus aici, deschidem ușa.
Săriți repede.
Dă-te,
că mă omoră.
închide ușa. Sau hai, dă aici.
Mă omoră în bot.
Tu să-l bați pe ăla, Sam.
Hai repede la mine. Sami,
Stai
repede
așa,
că mor.
stai.
E bot.
Stai mă.
Ți-a dat grenadă.
Repede. Tu ai să-mi bat pula.
Uite, dar de ce te-ai mișcat, prostule?
Tu ce ai mișcat, prostule, că ai fugit. Futu-ți gura, mătii, e prost.
Ce prost
Ești prea
sunteți.
prost.
Bă, omule, bă, hai,
Ce
să-mi
zi, da?
bat pula, mama.
Vreți să mă duc
Hai,
sus?
e pula mea.
Dragoste, dar sus nu prea merge.
Am înțeles ce că o lăsa blondă. Hai să-mi bag
Pași,
până, dacă
pași,
vreți să
pași,
știu.
pași.
Deci n-ai cum cu Sami să-mi bag pula.
Toți e vina mea.
Hai, ce pula e? Am fost pe locul aia și tu ai fugit în fața mea, dar revive și ai fugit.
Salut, salut, vă
Pași,
pup.
mă, din gură.
N-am mai avut niciunul HP, era la limită, cât o pus mâna pe mine, mi-a dat un pic cu revive pe la jumătate și ai fugit.
Pași, am pași.
Se ocupă Claudiu, deci stai liniștit.
Ia și se joacă. Eu merg să pornesc căldura dincolo și fac acolo.
Gata, nu te mai lasă Sami.
Merg să pornesc ăla.
Că mi-a pus.
Nu să-mi bag pula ce ciude.
Ia smug și așa nu știi să joci. Să joci de joc.
Am văzut că știi tu oricum n-am ce zici.
Ce spală?
Nu chiar o rămâne acolo.
Mamă, dar dă-o lec mai încet. Îți faci masca aia. Și sus, ne...
Ă,
Îți vezi ce joc, o să fii de asta gen.
fix ca un bot mă mișc să moră dacă mi Alo? Vreau să văd cum îl aud pe Iuca. Zic, vreau să văd cum îl aud pe Iuca, zici ceva Iuca.
Mă auzi?
Da. Player cu ai, ăsta e player. Aici.
Watch out!
Da, ăștia sunt player.
Hai că l-aștept să scoat capul pe afară pe aici.
Mi-a adus ăsta player, dar... Salut, salut, vă pup toți.
E lag.
Probabil nu ți-ai activat girul, de asta nu-ți merge. Leu. Ai văzut, nu?
Aha.
Patru x aici la mine, dacă vreți.
El pentru mine, pentru meciul viitor. Sami? Că Sami. Că mă aude și ăsta dacă... Nu ți-o vine drop-ul, bă, Clau.
Poftim?
Drop-ul, nu ți-o vine.
Ba da, dar eu sunt în setări, n-am treabă. A venit, nu? Unde e? Ah. L-a lutat ăsta, futu-ți rasa, mă, ți zice grenadă îți dau.
Păi de ce crezi că ai?
Dau foc și dau grenadă și
Ce
și omor cu aia.
Oricum ar că-mi trebuie. Mi-a de AVM, băi, asta-l doare în pula.
E explodat în față, nu? Bă, vezi un pic că veneau ăștia cu aia. Ăla nu știu unde s-a dus.
Am plecat la fel.
Găsesc eu o grenadă și ți-o dau. Și acolo te las.
Cum a lăsat el pe mine, oricum live nu-i dau vece lăsat. Poate să fie nog lângă mine, că fug, cum a făcut el. Îi gura, mă, e prost. Și m-am bucurat că am bătut și eu pe ea pe acolo, primez revive, meci frumos, pula.
Clau, vină încoace. Ia zi meu.
Deci și vezi asta?
Dau și vestul, mă, de mine, na.
Prost.
Dar nu pot să o dau jos.
Ba da,
Lasă,
pot.
lasă, prost.
Ia-i mă și vest.
Și acum trebuie să mă urc înapoi pe bloc, ești tu prost. Uite aici două grenade. Bine.
Bă, ți-am dat AVM-ul, nu mai fi tare în gură. Vrei și 8x?
De când am ieșit din casă, Clau?
Pot îmi dai grenaz, mă?
Nu. Prostul ăsta.
E prostul de Iuca. Bă, poate a lăsat drop aici, nu?
Hai că lasă drop-ul în afara zonei, așa de prost ești.
Iuca?
Hai că,
Nu mă
hai
fac
că
ți-o
mi-a
dau la
dat să-ți
picioare.
vorbesc.
Când
Hai
ții
să
lumea
mergi.
mai frumoasă.
Hai să mergem.
Trebuie să bată.
Dau o grenadă? Sunteți tare în gură?
Ceva zic că să-l omor. Păi tot trebuie să lăsați pe jos, că pe aia s-a fi.
Ce nu? Aha.
Te-o dat din dreapta.
Clau sunt soței tăi. Vezi că ne lutează, mă.
Hai să mă.
Ești până tu.
Da, fix acolo m-am uitat acolo. Mhm. M-am tras și cu mașina.
Hai că da. De ce nu găsit pe o clădire din asta sus?
Vreau să mă duc cât mai în centru, ce? Dacă
Ce
reușesc.
strigem pe Maraia? Mai avem eu, scăbeu.
Nu, vreau pe partea aia, uite acolo să ajung.
Watch out!
Aici, știi?
Enemies ahead!
Ce m-a speriat ăla. Ei erau cu microbuz, nu?
Alea sunt mașinile lui Iuca, nu? Dracu, ia datorul ăsta, că nici nu am văzut să mă bate, mă.
Eram sigur?
Au?
Eram sigur cu aia. Deci eram sigur. Băga mea și până măta și morții mătii. Ei sunt squad cu aia, au și nu. Bravo, ca de 2-5. Bravo. Pe 3D, deci degete cu aia, ești nebun. Normal. Pe 4 vreau să mă ușnesc. Foarte tare.
Nu vrei să-i dai seama cu ok?
Stai 2 minute să mănânc și eu. Sau dacă e, hai dați unul fără mine. Dați unul fără mine să mănânc și eu. Da, mă pun și eu să mănânc fanatic. Mersi, vă pup. Ba da, ne uităm, fanatic. Ne uităm, cum să nu. Stați așa cât mănânc eu. Vă pun vouă aici. Uite. Așa. Unde e ăla? Nu știu dacă îl știe toată lumea. Vă pun ăsta. De ajungeam acasă cu aia, nici live nu mai venea să fac nimic. Făceam așa 2-3 ore și după aia... Da, la 9 e. Da, ne uităm împreună.
Mamă, ce e
Mamă,
aici,
ce-
coi.
Se vede că e sfârșit de sezon. Bă, las-o dracu, mă, atât de mulți?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 scoade până.
Bă, așa mulți, mă? Dar cred că sunt în primii, dacă nu mă înșel, nu?
Dai pe bloc, mă.
nu mai există, da, aici
Oh, ce e, ce,
deocamdată
frate?
nu mai există.
Pui și în spate ce este. Și la Y, ăla în spate, la leu ăla, cum zice. Am luat eu blocul mare.
Hai că l-ai luat. L-ai luat, l-am lăsat eu. Am dat de 5 ori până lângă buton să sar.
Ai luat și tu, da.
Păi luam eu bulangiule, dar când ai zis tu am înmucăit din sărit.
M16 l-am să-ți dau dacă vrei. Dacă eram pe iPhone 8 acum,
Eu stai că nu prea îmi pleacă degetul cu ăla, nu știu ce are.
dacă eram pe iPhone 8 acum, am se blochează sistemul, dar aveam...
Player la mine.
Mai e?
Nu știu. Da, după gard. Hai. Dar n-am nimic de viață, să mă omoară Jackson.
Trei bandaje.
Am eu bandaj. Am bandaje. Uite-i pe ăia cu ai.
Hai că în casino, știi că?
Stai, nu mai am gloanțe, nimic nu mai am. Dă-mi eu win-ul ăla, îl dai? Vino încoace, îți dau un eu. Stai pe loc. N-acolo. Că te-ai și dus cu ai.
Mamă, pe mine și nu-i bai. Nu-i bai, cam casino.
Stai cu ori de ăsta în... Mersi. Mi-a dat un hit de win.
Stai aici, după gard.
Enemies ahead!
Dar nu poți să te rupi în spate, rupi-te în spate dacă ai cum. Rupi-te în spate, că eu n-am gloanțe pe... beril. Gloanțe de 7 aveți? N-aveți niciunul, nu? Bă, mersi frumos. Ești nebun. Și acum dă-te după casino. Dă-te după casino, că dacă îți vin, îi batem noi. Stai că acum îmi fac viața. Așa, stai acolo. Du-te unul aici, în dreapta. Du-te unul aici dacă ai cum. Așa, mai fă o dată pe ăla să iasă. N-ai cum?
Hai că încerc.
Nu, pe ăsta de aici, din stânga. Ăsta din stânga aici.
Du-te să pe stânga, că încerc eu să...
Player acolo.
Dă-mi câteva gulațe cu 7 dacă ai.
Unde?
Du-te, Raul, că te țin eu. Du-te, că te țin eu. Avansează. Hai.
Sunt 2 sus aici.
Da. De mai rămas. Bravo.
Mersi.
Crăciun. Nu, în arena. Am plecat aici în arena, să știi. E zgomot, Raul? Unul în spate aici. În față e. Dă-te în spate.
Enemies ahead!
Lasă-l, lasă. Stai să nu dea rotate. Bă, las video sau... Ziceți. Sus, pe munte, ai grijă. Nu aici, am blocat pe mine. Eu am terminat, am și fumat o țigară. Acum ziceți voi dacă vă luați ochi. Haideți, mă juc eu. Dar ce au făcut ăștia? Ce trebuie acum? Nu merge asta? Da, în jumătate de oră începe. O să comentez în clan, da. Pe oricine accent. Salut, vă pup pe toți. Hai, dă-i start.
Stai să-ți dau liderul ție.
Păi,
Îmi pare rău, dar n-am
Nu
văzut-o.
mă place lider.
Ok. E39 320. Mulțumim, Cairo, scuze. E39 320. Ca fiabilitate. Ca fiabilitate și ca tot. Eu toată ziua. Dacă mai ratezi donații, să ne spuneți. Bun. O să facem și, apropo de donații, o să facem și...
închizi un pic acolo
Cred că
sau
mâine,
te pun pe
poimâine o
mut iar?
să fie gata și să...
Ești trebuie să moară Jacksana.
Poftă bună,
Eu?
Nu, Clau.
Păi eu. Ești prost?
Nu tu, mă, Iuca, prostule.
Ah.
Ce cum e?
Ești stres. Dacă știi că asculti videoclipuri, închideți microfonul, frate.
Exact. Nu ce trecut, auzeam numai ghemașe, băga mea și
Da, frate.
așa-i?
N-auzeam pași, n-auzeam nimic, dar uiteam
Nimica,
că
nu,
BMW,
păi-
seria 6...
Așa, auză, da, hai ca. Asta mă bate mama, dacă nu era
E
așa,
prost
să
rău
bun.
ăsta cu ai.
Mă băcheam cu care cum pe acolo, n-avem viață nimic, auzem e BMW, n-auzem nimic, auzem BMW, zic, hai,
Nu mai bine că îl blocase
e
bine.
BMW, hai.
Ia auzi ce frumos mănâncă, băga mea și pula în gura ta. Dar asta cred că e Sami.
Dar
Zici
ce ai
că
o leacă stomacul licnit de foame?
Eu?
Aha.
Nu, că acum am mâncat.
Ce-ai pe PUBG? Iar ai mâncat 2 șorma?
Nu, au făcut maică mea, cum se cheamă? Stai că nu-i filmim aici.
Un porc la pățap.
Nu, niște mazăre așa, cu părniță. A
Fi
băgat și,
sărăcii, ha?
a băgat și pe ea. Dar ce vrei să mănânc cu aia acum? Caviar?
Păi nu, pe bogăție, bă. Ia, deja am pas, deja am arme, deja am bucăți.
Hai că da.
Mai am luat cu aia.
Sau vezi că apare.
N-am luat, ce coaie? Uite, este ce mă joc.
Doamne, cu prost mai ești, Sami.
Încarcă că-ți vine. Bine.
Nu mai aveam viață, mă.
Da,
Nu
ai
mai
văzut,
aveam
ce,
viață.
ai văzut ce alergam eu, nu? Cu mare shotgun.
Mi-am luat și minus 21.
Eu am luat 38, da, hai că merge.
Te-ai mâncat ei 2 porții? 2 oale?
No, una. Hai, Deles, ca să înțelegem și noi ceva din acolo.
Eu sunt ready,
Hai.
eu sunt ready.
Hai că fumez o țăreană în tric meciul dacă e.
O mai fuma, că-ți face rău.
Dacă jucăm de...
Rău. Fumezi acum cu coronavirus, vrei să mori, ești nebun.
A, n-ai, că la Bistrița n-a ajuns. Acolo ăsta cum stă singur pe munte? E dracu, nu
Bă,
știu.
dar chiar, bă, acum de el îl doare la banană. El cu muntele. Ți-ai făcut provizii pentru un an, îți cumperi și brad de Crăciun, drag mea, nu mai ești din casă.
Da, mă, mie mi-e gol frigiderul și tu îmi zici că e provizie, eu nu.
Dacă aș fi să mă rămân sau ăsta, n-aș ieși de rușine afară.
Tot de pula.
Dar ce alergam eu cu shotgun-ul?
Bă, eu am făcut 3 kg-uri.
Dar eu eram cu shotgun-ul, ești nebun?
No.
Îi dai tot la bootcamp?
Nu.
Dă-i mă tot la bootcamp.
I
Acolo și
need
dau, ești nebun?
attachments. Get in the car. I need consumables. Head toward this point. I'm out.
Asta e
Need
Iuca, fără să mă
ammo.
uit.
Nici n-are rost, uite. Nu știu că atâta poate.
Cred că Iuca au fost căpat în cap la mea. Faci tu cotletele alea?
Hai că cotlet băga mea și pula în gura ta și pui cotlet și îți face 2 ouă ochi. Eu nu că cotlet, auzi.
Că îi le face.
Hai că struz. Alea scumpe.
Cotlet. Ochiuri la tigaie, ochiuri la ceaun.
Un cotlet de 4 ouă.
Scăriți.
Da,
Scăriță.
scăriță, bine, îți dă, da. Scăriță și-l
Fă
mâncă
una
hamsăi. Și-l mare hamsăi bagă să mori.
Aha.
Vrei și muștar? Quattro amici con muștaro.
Am pași.
Au? Să-mi ba pula mea.
Hai, dacă te-am tras în ăsta, m-a pus capră. M-a pus capră ăsta. Veniți și voi azi? Stai acolo, Iuca. Iuca, stai acolo, stai acolo. Nu, că pe acolo vin. În spate, pe aici vin.
Watch out. Marked an enemy's death crate.
Încă unul.
I-am
Bine,
dat-o eu.
bine,
Hai pupat-mă în
bravo.
cur.
Stai, Dragnea, să
Serios? Ia asta mă cheme. E că acum ți-o reușit aproape.
Nu, mai știu.
Da, pula, e n-a tras cu shotgun-ul ăsta, nici mă uitam, nu e de game, dar de game.
Adevăr că trage S12 ca ăsta să moară fata, dacă nu.
Îți 12 ca am jucat și eu.
Bă, mi s-a întrerupt netul. De asta nu vă mai auzeam, nu mai făceam nimic, că înțelegi?
Bine că ai făcut.
Trebuie să mai fie, aveți grijă.
Da, știu.
Dar dacă ar un first, poate ce fain ar fi.
Hai că îmi schimb ăsta, am vrut să-mi iau să mă cac pe măta.
Este unul acolo.
Marked a location.
Bă, mă auziți?
Unde?
Da.
A plecat.
Dă ceva de viață, poate. Poate numai de.
Au venit Iuca, mă.
Mai zic ceva?
Vai,
Nu
mă,
mai zic. Un cap mi-a
Vezi
venit.
că-ți plâng pene de foame. Le-am cumpărat 5 saci de mâncare, ești nebun.
Gol, e.
Las când dau singur, las când dau singur, nu mai vine.
Proste.
Dragnea, chiar te-a crezut, mă.
Deci cum a venit bomba aia și abia am făcut în viață, cred.
Hai, nu mai vin din ăștia în bootcamp.
Din ăștia ce?
Pare în gură.
Ții, fă-ți tăticu.
Dar
El
unde
vorbește
stai?
cu șobolani.
În Bârnova stai, nu?
Cine, mă?
Tu, nu?
Stau în Valea Lupului, prost. Ce să caut eu acolo?
Nu știu.
Player.
Ori stau ori pe copou, ori pe... Două.
Și prost la cap, n-ai înțeles glumă.
Dumitru? Hai la tata, hai. Păi da, mai suntem pe live?
I got supplies.
Vrei, Claudiu?
Nu,
Ești
nu.
Dragnea, vin încoace.
Nu joc.
Nu joci?
Nu, pe harta asta nu. Vin ăștia din spate, mă.
Dacă îmi dați și un X, mă rog, ar fi
X
bine.
Mihai Petre sau?
X ce vrei tu,
Andra.
dați.
Unde?
Mă, Claudiu, că ăsta face kill-uri în prostie, mă.
Nu era nou tată bine ăla.
Noroc că dau alții knock pentru el.
Stai acolo, coaie, stai acolo.
Era aici?
Îți place să
Vezi
stai
că
pe
mai este
jos,
unul? Bă, mai era unul. E exact ce ziceam,
Păi,
coaie.
Vino înapoi, Sam.
Aoleu, ai grijă. Ai grijă că ăsta caută să dea.
E aici.
Bă, dar ce schena?
Taci.
E aici afară, e afară. E după coșul ăla.
Mi-a dat.
Bă, deci nu cred. Aghe pula mea.
Acum vin.
Nu mai vine.
I-am dat cu shotgun.
Dă finish, coaie. Doamne, cum mai are 2 viață, mai are, coaie.
I-am dat cu shotgun de numai. Pe aici anită pe după hală prin el.
Doamne, ce prost am jucat. Vezi,
Fugi
dacă...
acum să nu-și facă viața. Mergeți amândoi pe el.
Bă, dar nu-l văd,
Sau
mă.
dați-mi revoie. I-am dat să-mi bat pula mea asta, el am julit. Stai ca să-i dăm viața și mergem acum pe el. Că pe aici, pe după hală, pe hală. Stai. Hai.
Ăla era, mă?
Nu,
E în spate.
aici.
E în capăt celălalt. Vino cu așa, dau repede viață.
Stai așa.
Hai că l-am văzut. Măcar am aflat de
Hai, lași lui Dragnea. Tot ăla, mă?
Te-ai ăla.
Stai.
Zi-mi alea, că unde-i, mă?
Intră a doua hală.
Stai așa să-mi iau 3x de aici.
E în stânga voastră, în spatele tău, că e. Ăla. Uite-l și pe ăsta ce face. Dacă nu mergeți amândoi, mergeți amândoi, coai. Dacă mergeți pe rând, vă sparge.
Dar nu-l văd pe
E
Sam.
în spate, coai, deci ăla e fix la containerele alea din stânga voastră. Da,
Aici?
da. Nu pe rând, mergeți amândoi pe o parte. Auzi. Bravo.
Să-i gura, mă, știi, odată pe ăsta, mă. Nu știu ca gândurile, să-mi bat pula.
Dacă te-ai oprit tu acolo, ești prost rău, coaie, adică...
Cine,
nu,
eu?
Tu, Dragnea. Deci Dragnea s-a oprit în ținta lui. Și a început să trag cu SKS. Nu era cu dat, nu.
Dă în zonă, Sam. N-ai unde să mergi, Sami, cu motocicleta, crezi să... A, ba da.
Unde să mă uit la PMC-ul, mă. Ne jucăm după aia dacă vreți.
Nu mai... Nu mai joci?
Mă duc să
La ce te uiți, mă?
la PMC, la competiții.
Ah,
Mă duc,
Da,
dau...
scrieți mai încolo.
Da, hai.
Scrieți mai încolo, că eu intru și eu mai încolo. Cât am să-mi fac o doamne.
De copii ne știm, mă mai joc și cu ei.
Cover me!
Team match, let's go.
The blue team has scored for the first time! Nice shot!
Doamne, ce paralizat sunt. Ce paralizat.
Clear!
Doamne, ăsta... Nu, sunt prea paralizat, prea... Foarte, foarte slab.
Cover me! Dead! Killing spree for the blue team! Reloading! The blue team is in the lead. The blue team is unstoppable! Cover me! Expired! Enemy down! Killing spree for the blue team!
Uite ce nu pot să... Nu, fanatic, nu. Nu, pentru că așa să te duci, dacă ești pe filmă, nu știu, e... Dar dacă am jucat vreo 15 ani de Counter, jocul ăsta, nu știu, sunt obișnuit să joc. Bine, m-au violat aici.
Target down!
Great, you're about to win.
The blue team is heading to a perfect win!
Eu am crezut că ăla-și vede de treabă și-l omoram pe ăla și pe ăsta.
Blue team victory.
Salut. În 7 minute încep eu.
impressive. I got supplies. The red team is in the lead. Target down!
Uite, să mă bate prin cutie. Mă fut în el joc și pe mă de joc. Nu mă înțeleg jocul ăsta, adică...
Cover me! Enemies ahead. Clear!
Ce slab.
No. Killing spree for the red team. Kill! Reloading!
Be careful! You're losing the game.
The blue team doesn't have a lot of time left. Cover me! Reloading!
Red team victory.
Cover me!
Team match. Let's go.
First point for the red team. Nice shot! Clear! Reloading! Killing spree for the red team! The red team is unstoppable! No mercy! Dead! Expired! team is in the lead. No mercy! Reloading! No mercy! Cover me! Reloading! Cover me! Reloading! Target down!
Be careful. You're losing the game.
The red team is about to win!
Red team victory.
Reloading!
Team in the top 10 is from Group B, D, or C.
Bună seara,
So
bună
it
seara.
is definitely prime time for Magic and Red Reserve to get those strong results. But I've got to talk about the teams that are down in the bottom
O să vă iau cu mine
half. The
peste
likes
tot
of
și la țigară și peste
the
tot.
likes of
Comentăm
even
aici.
Team Legend, like Accelerate, are in 30th place. And they're only on 9 points in total. Really
CIA sunt mai
rough
mai
start
bine
to
decât...
the group stage for them. I was
Dar nu pot
talking
să-l dau pe
to
ăsta mai
Reki
încet,
last
nu?
night, and
Sau?
he said to me that he'd let his emotions get the better of the communication wasn't there, the togetherness
așa, mă
wasn't there.
auziți?
He
Sau pot
recognized
să-mi
that
dau
he knows they can do
la
better, and I said
jumătate?
to him,
Sau-l
look,
dau mai tare?
relax, forget about what happened yesterday, go into today's games just with a fresh mindset, knowing
așa mi-apare.
what you guys can do, and go from
Așa,
there.
așa mi se vede mie
Unfortunately,
pe
in gaming,
YouTube.
like, your mentality is always a really big thing. If it gets to you, it can get really hard to hold your ground on a game of PUBG, especially a game as stressful as PUBG, right? You've got to be ready at any point of game, from the early to the late game. So, of course, yesterday also could have just been a bad day. It happens to the best of teams. Like, for example, Elevate. They are not going good at all. They're in 19th position right now, and next day, they're not playing today, they will be playing tomorrow with Group D. But they need to really step up. So, Accelerate, you know, they're a team that have been showing up consistently throughout the scrims. Reki, Sakoru, they are two outstanding players that I'm sure they'll be able to do something, work out today. And also Imperium, maybe they're going to have a little bit of a better opportunity, because today will be the first day where we're actually going to be having some Vikendi coming our way. My favorite map, and also Imperium's favorite map. And maybe that's going to be the saving factor for some of these squads that are struggling on yesterday's broadcast.
Yeah, I would be looking at teams like Terra Esports and Red Reserve for a strong Vikendi result. I know Red Reserve have gotten some really great games in Vikendi in the scrims, so have Terra Esports, although, you know, their rotations at times have been a little bit weak, but again, this is based on scrims. I do know that when they get a good result in Vikendi, have been a little bit weak, but again, this is based on
map and also Imperium's
looking at teams like Terra Esports and
Asta
Red
este
Reserve
mare, gen,
for
da, ăsta e
strong
maxim
Vikendi.
pe care mi se permite să-l fac de mare.
So probably
Nu știu cum
a
se vede la voi.
slight bit of an advantage for the teams that had good results yesterday from Group C, because they're riding on a bit of a momentum, right? They have had 4 games last night. They're going into 4 games tonight, whereas in teams from Group A, they had that break, and if you don't know how to handle that kind of day's break, looking at the games, that can affect your mentality and that can affect your performance going into these 4 games tonight.
Yeah, 8 games in a row can be pretty harsh, and also they do train in between games, they play during the day, they got work and all that stuff, so can be a little bit much on them, but hopefully it will be a-okay. Also, as we're going to be having then for the very first time Group A versus Group C, I'm going to want to actually talk about one little rivalry between 2 of these teams. You might know which one I'm going to be talking about here, Imperium. It's going to be in the good old compound of Primorsk, and that's going to be Team Legend and Respect. In scrims, they played a lot against each other, and it's actually been pretty even Stevens, but now during PMCO games, this is going to be even more serious. Which one will it be, Team Legend or Respect? Or maybe one team is going to play a lot more respectful and just not even try to drop in Primorsk.
You could say one team could play more respectful.
Get out of here, get out of here.
In the past, Team Legend have actually won out against Respect and Primorsk from experience, so I would definitely be a little bit fearful of that. We have seen teams, most notably UDR Killers, who really made great decisions when they've landed in the same compound as somebody else in the early part of the game, where they have disengaged fairly early, and that has gotten them a much better result down the line. So I'm hoping that will be the same from both of these 2 teams, because especially Team Legend, as they do need those strong results, they need to play maybe a little bit safer. Yeah, they've got 17 placement points, but they've only got 3 kill points, and we were talking about it before the broadcast, Team Legend, when they frag out, they really can frag out.
They really are so good and they start playing aggressive, but unfortunately yesterday's broadcast they always had like 1 member standing up at the very end. They didn't unfortunately keep on spawning in with only 3 members, so that is also maybe a factor as to why they were playing very passive yesterday and trying to aim mainly for the late game. They're mainly aiming for position. I think most of their positioning points, most of their points are positioning points, so hopefully today they're going to be spawning in with 4 members and that'll be great. And also it just came to my mind, Imperium, I said Ryan Primorsk is going to be Respect and Team Legend, but we have Vietnamese are also here, and they also like dropping for Primorsk, so
true.
I'm actually going to keep an eye out for Primorsk, see if something might break out over there, but it will be pretty interesting.
It is going to be pretty interesting. Look, for me, I'm taking a bit more of a relaxed approach to this, because every single team has had 4 games. So for me, like, the first 2 days of excitement of kind of, oh, this is the start of the PMCO, they're kind of out of the way. Now it's a matter of building upon what has already happened, allowing the teams to really, like, they've warmed up, good or bad results aside, they've warmed up. Let's see what they can really pull out. Let's see how they can really perform. Outside the fact that they're going up against different groups, at the end of the day, you still had 4 games under your belt. It is still up to you to respond how you can. So if you are Red Reserve, we know that they're not the happiest with their performances yesterday, outside of getting a chicken dinner in the end. They know that they can do better. So it's how are they going to respond to that? What are they going to do? It's the same with Terra Esports. We're expecting all the players and the teams down the line. So this is where it's going to be really interesting. Plus to the fact that you do take into account Vikendi is being played.
You were just talking about Red Reserve a little bit. I had a chance to talk with Sonic right before this broadcast. We'll talk about that as we do dive into the first game. That will be on Erangel and talking about Erangel and what we're going to be playing. Let's go real quick over the schedule if you guys do not know what is going to be coming your way. Of course, it's going to be starting off with Erangel. 50% of your games are Erangel, so that's the map you want to control and be the best on at all costs. Then followed up with Vikendi, so no Sandhawk today or tomorrow. So, you know, Sandhawk is pretty fun to watch sometimes, but at the end of the day, it's very aggressive and not everyone likes it. So having some Vikendi then followed up with Miramar, that's going to be really fun, a very nice and open map. Can't wait to jump on that chill Vikendi map, and then of course closing it up with Erangel is going to be really fun. But we are now slowly loading into the lobby Imperium, and our very first game is about to show its face. But one team I'm really looking out for is actually going to be also Magic. Magic are doing really good in their overall standings. They're top dog of their group, top dog of the overall standings too. They're doing absolutely awesome. But their team doesn't track out that much, and they only purely got positioning points. So right now it's not a big threat to them because you still got like 31 teams, and it's okay for them to do so. But as they go through eventually semi-finals and the regional finals, only aiming for positioning points is not going to be enough. So maybe they want to try and shift the gears a little bit early, try and play a little bit more aggressive to get those kill points just to get comfortable as they shift towards semi-finals and regional finals.
I don't want to kind of not go against you, but they're the second highest kill point team. They've got 29 kill points and 38 placement points. They're behind Cream Esports, who've gotten 34 kill points, at least based on my stats. So
who was I mixing them up with though?
What?
Who was I mixing them up with then? I was mixing it up with someone.
I don't know, but
I don't know.
Magic
you know what?
have got
flush that one away.
It's cool. Like Magic have got 29 kill points. They've got 38 placement points. They're looking pretty balanced. And then behind them you got Red Reserve. I think you might have been talking about Terra Esports.
I was just looking on the standings as Terra,
they've only got 17 kill points, and they've got 37 placement points.
So does Magic. I don't know. There you go. I mean, still works. Replace just all that. We'll re-edit the VOD, and we'll add a Terra when I say Magic. There you have it. That's fine. But slowly loading up into this game, we'll have to see where the plane does take us. Really going to keep a close eye onto Primorsk. Mainly the eastern side shouldn't be too occupied as we do not have elevator. Love to go for that area of Milta, so hopefully it should be pretty passive over there. Maybe a good entry point for some of these teams that like to go for Primorsk. I would love to see that come through. But are you expecting maybe any surprises on this first game in Imperium? A few teams that maybe are going to try and step up to the stake on this, on this Erangel game.
I do think it's going to be a little bit easier for Red Reserve because...
Acum mă aud ca lumea? Nu știu cum să fac să-l dau pe ăsta mai încet. Păi mi se pare că dacă dau eu mai încetul, îl dau mai încetul pe ăsta de la YouTube, e posibil să nu mă auziți nici pe mine. Și nu știu cum să fac.
You mentioned elevate, but you also mentioned your hater aware of where teams are and where they like to drop, which means she can feed that communication to the rest of her team.
I mean, she has been literally on every stream I've seen so far when I was watching the replays. I was always seeing her comments in the chat, so she definitely knows. She doesn't even do VOD reviews, she does stream reviews, so that's how active she is in the community. So, anyways, our first game is coming up, Imperium. Where shall we go? Going to be a pretty central playing path, a little bit focused down south. But actually, we are Vietnamese. They're one of the teams I was thinking would go to Primorsk, but they're going to go for Milta. And I expect will indeed be going for the area of Primorsk. But where are Team Legend? I can't see them right now. Look shift on the west.
N-am ce să fac.
Not gonna lie, I was kind of wondering what the situation was with the game. I didn't realize we were loaded in. The feed had actually jammed on my side. That's why. That's why I didn't realize. But yeah, so you know, PUBG boys landing where they do need to land. They're gonna look to loot up their team that are currently lying 31st in the overall standings. Only 7 points, and none of them have been from kills. Really a team that needs to step up their game, get those kill points, but also add up with the placing points and climb the standings up to get into the top 24, because that's what it is, right? Max, the top 24 teams are going to go through to the semi-finals. That's where it's all going to come down to. So that's why I'm definitely more focusing on the bottom half of the tables rather than the top half at this point of the tournament.
If you're on the bottom 8, you go sleepy night right after the group stage. So hopefully that won't go too bad. But yeah, PUBG boys, they definitely have to show up to the party. And I'm surprised that with Mamul on their side, I haven't been able to turn that into too much of a good scenario. But now, Terra, the two teams I mixed up during the intro, they're going to be fighting in Southern George Pole. That's going to be, of course, Terra and Magic. Terra, they have a really good history fighting in this area. Magic, maybe not the most comfortable team fighting in Southern George Pole, because Terra, they are been taken fight after fight against AK-47. They're really good against that team in this area, but now they're going to change contender. It's going to be Magic this time around, but I don't know how good they can play on that high ground position, especially Broccoli and Spectra.
Yeah, and look, realistically, you know, Magic, like I said, they're riding high in the solid momentum of 4 games yesterday, getting a chicken dinner, and they do look a little bit more dangerous than Terra. You mentioned it, like, they're on 29 points, Terra only on 17. When you're putting, you know, skills against skills, Magic definitely overall more impressive, so I do wonder if that will transfer in this engagement between the two teams. I like the fact that none of them are exactly going for each other, just playing it safe, looting up, maybe looking to disengage away.
On over to the red team. Also, quick little piece of information for people at home. The red team and red reserve are not the same team, so let's not mix them up. As also, like, red reserve, they were called red before, but they had to change tag to another red team. Obviously. Now it's AA, which I think is actually, I don't know why I find it cooler. No, is it just me, Imperium?
Yeah, no, I find it cooler as well.
I find it cooler,
as you can see, the team of Warlords starting to pop off a couple of shots in the direction of CIA. The CIA disengaging away. 3 players in their car for now. Dale just trying to spot out. But yeah, you know, it's funny because I was talking to Kim today, the CEO of Reserve, and he was like, oh, you know, should we change the team tag, you know, before the regional finals or before the finals, and I was like, no, leave it the way it is. Firstly, it doesn't really matter what the team tag is, but if you're gonna think about it, like, RR is a fantastic team tag.
I personally like it, as I'm seeing, unfortunately, something that I do not like on my screen. That's a 4-man rotation from CIA. It's still phase 1, the blue zone has just barely started closing up, so I will allow it, as long as they don't do it consistently throughout the game. As a maneuver from PUBG boys, they're going to be moving. They got the car split that I personally like and enjoy, because they're going to make it towards farm, trying to cross. Now, they're rotating as fast as they possibly can. It's still a very open area. There's not too much water involved in this phase 1 circle, so normally finding a compound, especially in the area of around Gatka, not be too much of an issue.
No, shouldn't be indeed. I like the fact that PUBG boys, they're constantly moving, not afraid to go into different areas, loot up, be confident where they are rotating away, and hopefully that'll pay off coming into the late game. I might, you know, to echo me being a bit more relaxed, I am expecting an overall more passive set of games for these teams, for these players. But Red Reserve getting possibly caught out, getting knocked down. Will he be able to be revived by his teammate Agon, the medic? We're now going to throw the smoke, and all the while, the other members of Red Reserve having to rotate away into the houses. JW, very low in health.
Going to be able to push himself back. At least this GG split is somewhat working out for them, because if it was a full car split, they could have died all out in the open. User though, very split and not too much of a fan of how they are potentially going to play this one. But still, they're taking it through between 2 members of Red Reserve. Aegon potentially going to get taken out as a flank from Bimby is coming out. But oh, Aegon just flicks it straight back in his face. And looking for another member was the AK. That might be a double. He gets turned down. He doesn't get it. Both members reloaded, just looking at each other. What are you doing, mate? And there you go. That's going to be Aegon absolutely popping off in his early game stage in the open. Now, this should be a nice easy res on top of Ked, which you definitely want for your later game stage.
Aegon, what the hell just happened? The man, the myth, the legend. You know how that happened? You know why that happened? I 1v1'd Aegon earlier on, and I gave him a buff. I let him win. I wanted to boost his confidence. He beat me. He even panned me like 5 times, but I let him do it because I was like, look, you know, I want to make him feel confident coming into these games. And it's shown a great 3-man knock, going to ultimately result in a 3-man kill for Red Reserve.
I can feel in your voice, Impure. You're a little bit salty, aren't you? There's still a little more like resentment in that voice. Okay, shit. That was a French thing. The red team, they're going to be going for their very own compound. This is a nice area to defend. Can be a little bit hard if the teams rotate through the area
În
of
ianuarie
opportunity, but
s-au
hopefully that
făcut
won't happen. And they're pretty
înscrierile,
safe. I
se fac
don't
de pe
know why
site-ul
a
lor
team would decide to
oficial.
breach during phase 1. Is
Trebuie
some
să
phase
ai,
1 breaches we saw
nu
actually
se
a few
înscrie
on the
cum te
two
înscrii
first
la
days
Crew
yesterday
Challenge.
and
Îți apare sus
on
acolo
when
în
was it?
stânga, trebuie să mergi pe
Tuesday.
site-ul lor oficial și de
Yep,
astea.
teams actually breached on phase 1, which you want to avoid at
Și
all
dacă
costs.
eu
And
mai
if you know a team's
câștigam, echipa
located
mea mai
there,
câștiga
don't go for it. That is why we send out
un Erangel
scouts
și
a little bit closer to compound to check it
Miramar.
out. If you know it's open, rotate
Eram
in,
și noi
take it for
calificați.
yourself.
Even if you just send to kind of touch upon the scout thing, even if you just get them to drive around and see if any of the doors are open, that will give you an indication that
Am
somebody's
avut
there.
pe Erangel, am
A
avut,
higher indication
au
at least.
fost 4 meciuri pe
So
Erangel.
yeah, definitely
parcă.
having that scout, as much as I'm not a huge fan,
8
but just
meciuri
go a
pe
little bit
Erangel.
further than the rest of
Din
your
8
team, that
meciuri,
can result
3
in
dintre
just
ele am fost
getting
pe locul
more
2.
intel. And like I said, knowledge is
Se
power
calculează doar
in
win-ul.
PUBG Mobile.
Adică-
But top killers rotating on the east side of the map for now. There's still a full squad. 2 members in that UAS just going to look to get onto the high ground.
Da.
Farm.
Top killers, a team that are currently in 17th position, not quite above the 50%. Hopefully they can make it through, but it's still in the Goldilocks zone to be able to, move on forward to semi-finals as they stay consistent. That is what they now have to try and achieve.
Yep.
Ted
Nu
will indeed be
există
back on
așa
his feet.
ceva
No,
cât-
I'm really happy about that. I can see the weird players just like yesterday when he just goes in the middle of field, goes for a flush kill, and you're like, what the hell did he just do? He pulled off a Ked. That's what we call it now. If you go for weird play or very aggressive play, we call it go for a
Și
Ked.
accelerate-ul.
Can't
nu,
do
stai
cat
că m-am
things,
uitat,
and then we
Higeș
have Jip
pe
doing
zonă.
Jip things, the snake
Sunt
in
în zonă
about,
cei de la Animal
surviving
Squad.
until the final moments of a game. I want to try and give a name to what Agan did, but it,
E
it
destul de
kind
bine
of
zona.
nearly is a cat thing. So
Sunt în zonă destul de
Agan
bine.
pulled out
Dar
a
cel mai
cat,
bine sunt ăia din mijloc, frate.
all the while.
Și ieri la fel,
the
ieri,
red
în
team.
toate meciurile de ieri,
Something simple like
Hate,
what they've
așa se
done,
cheamă
they put
echipa
their
aia.
vehicle
Deci în toate
inside
4
the house,
meciurile,
just to protect it. And I really
da,
like
meciuri
that.
sunt în
It's
viață, cred că
forward
nu știu
thinking. It's a
exact, n-am
simple
văzut.
thing, but it can make
Hate
a
ăia,
huge
băieții ăia
difference
din
because
Hate,
if
în
that
toate 4
vehicle is to
meciurile
get
pe
blown
care le-au
up or
jucat
the
ieri au
tires
fost
is to
tot
get
în
popped
centrul
off from
zonei.
a distance, that would really risk their
Asta nu a
disengagement
observat
potential.
nimeni. Bine,
Small things in life that make
că
you
nu
happy,
s-au
and it's the
înțeles
small
ca
things in PUBG
și,
Mobile that make you better, just like protecting
ca
your
și,
cars.
ca și
Here
fight,
it is,
știi,
though.
echipă.
Respect, they finally shifted away from their good old fancy
E
compound
partea
of
a doua.
Remorse, trying to find a little bit of a fancier position in a nice center circle. The G boys, they're the team that we were talking about earlier, Ryan Pure, and we want a good performance. The real deal in front of them, the real deal that so far, stood out to me. They were one of the teams that I was expecting to have a really big sharp session, especially known from them that I was talking to Buja. They have not been taking the scrims very seriously. They've been playing a little bit YOLO mode, as you would like to say. So I'm really expecting a lot more seriousness coming out from this team in these PMCO games, but yesterday, things might work out for them.
And you know what? There's nothing wrong with taking scrims, not seriously. Hell, I would always advise not to take them seriously. But once you're still putting in the work to prepare
Headshot, dacă nu mă
for the
înșel, și ăsta
competitive
este
setting,
român.
that's where it's going to count. They are currently lying
Mi-e
in
foarte
20
cunoscut
seconds,
numele lui.
just about in the top 24, but they only have 22 points, so it's not the strongest start for them. We know that they can do a lot better. They are in Pichinki. They're going to stay close to each other and then look to rotate away.
Warlords being getting counted with Yakuza in their compound of Yasnai Poliana this time. So as always, they like to shift really early to avoid direct confrontation. They don't want to cancel out each other. So always nice to see them. They've got a really nice position. I know that Elevate is a team that actually really likes playing on this mountaintop. They have the potential to do so. That does show the potential of that positioning. Also, it gives you not only really good aggression on some teams and compounds, but also just great map awareness, knowing where teams are rotating from. And compared to this circle shift, it's actually really valuable to set up your phase 3 shift.
Oh my god, Sod from We Are Vietnamese getting a bolt action knockdown onto a member of Warlords. I was gonna say, Warlords...
Astea sunt grupele, da. Deci în grupa de azi avem români așa. Avem la GMSC, la GameSpace ăștia, sunt 2 români. La... și atât, la ăștia. Și în grupa A cu C și în C sunt Magic-ul, care are un român, Team Legend-ul, care sunt români, CIA-ul, care sunt români și cam atât. Deci mâine o să fie grupa B cu D, sigur.
They fixed that, so I'm...
Yeah, no, just want to say I'm definitely find it interesting that the red team didn't in any way engage on the
Ăștia sunt
members of the
români și
CIA. I
ăștia
don't
pe
disagree with
care
that. I
sunt
just definitely
acum.
find it a bit interesting. You know, of course CIA didn't go there, so it's fine for now. But the real deal, Daddy could get caught out by Jaguar. The shots getting fired out. The spray not quite enough that he does back off for now.
I'm surprised again so close to Pachinki, so split. Like, I understand if you want to go for 2-2 split, because right now they don't have a 2-2 split, so it might get a little bit tricky to get that one-man rest. Even though they got the car rotation coming on through, the rest should be happening. But you want to try and aggress a big compound such as Pachinki as a two-man squad and actually stick properly together. The real deal being very respectful, and they're going to push back, but a breach is coming out from Accelerating Pyramid. We want them to show up, and they're going to go right into the hands of Respect.
Oh my god, we're wasting going through for Respect. Two teams that do need super strong results, but Kabbalah, the IGL, getting knocked down. Grenade being thrown out by Wasting. That's going to be another knockdown. Good stuff by them. Goes in for the pre-fire and the kill, and now the engagement is coming through on a 2. Reki gets killed.
Do you see him behind? Doesn't remember Accelerator going to be trying to run away. Here it is. Sakura coming in from the back. Can he hit it? Oh, yes, he can. He's going to get breached from the back. So with the DT, does he have time to flush it? Yes, he does. That's at least 1 point for them. But Respect ultimately will be the team to overtake this compound and call it home for the next few phases. Nicely done. The breach was definitely not working out for Accelerate. And maybe a little bit of a lack of communication right there. But at least they still have a member up, and that's going to be X0.
This is really, I suppose...
Indiferent eram acolo, nu aveam ce să fac, sunt prea paralizat acum.
But now we look at this circle and where it is.
Nu mai împac deloc cu
It's not too crazy. There is a lot of teams on the west and the east. It's magic down south. They have the prime spot on their own. They can watch the teams rotating through. Really good stuff from them. It is about all the teams on the west and the east that are going to have to rotate away.
I don't know what it is with these like phase 3, phase 4 circles. They're always in the same vicinity. It was very clear, so we might have the exact same one. Every time the first game is the same first few circles. So I want to see some East Irangu action eventually. Come on guys, gotta give me some first game number 1 East Irangu action. But CIA, as I said, being so split is definitely not going too much in their advantage.
Ne fac mândri, nu ne fac, aia e.
Maybe having a few space also in the vicinity. They lost Psycho. Johnny was knocked away, but will get put back on his feet. Losing Psycho, he's such a good aggressive player, but losing him early, unfortunately, he's not going to have any impact now anymore, so kind of sad to see him go so early.
Cred că dacă nu mai și juca cu el. Magicul la fel, iar, fac ravagii, ieri la fel, au făcut, au avut cele mai bune poziții, cele mai bune meciuri au avut ei.
Is it going to be too late? It was only one member their side knocked down. Master was also knocked down, so the revival comes through. All the while, does that give time for the rest of Team Red to engage onto Magic?
Adică nu
I mean, I
erau...
have to say, the red team, if you want to breach a compound, just go straight for the compound. Don't turn around and give it an opportunity for them to get initial knockdowns, which did happen there, fortunately for them. Now it's going to be, once again, a battle of nades, Magic,
Erau un
and
pic mai slab față de cum sunt acum, dar acum, din câte se vede, sunt destul de bine.
The broadcast was pretty sweet, pretty nice, but that nade will not connect you. Don't get enough love.
Ieri au avut un win, parcă și locul 2.
Getting knocked down, getting the kill on the buttery, leaving Team Red down to just 2 players. Rudy on the side, trying to hear and feel for the shots that are around. We see Skirt proning down by the warehouse. Can his senses come through? Or is his spidey senses tingling all the while? Red Reserve catching out. We are Vietnamese on the rotation. Good start by them. Sonic, they're looking pretty good. Pushing We Are Vietnamese back.
Red Reserve, I talked to Sonic earlier, and he said that they want to be so much more reactive on the circle shift. They want to try and aim for the center circle at every point in time, which they are doing. Exactly. Even though it's fields, it's pretty tricky, but there are no high ground positions in the next circle shift for the time being. I do believe we'll have to see a little bit of a zoom out of the map if we can. But doing that so early on is great, because that means you're safe for the entirety of the next few circle shifts. And playing so mid infield circle shift is actually really smart to make it so much easier on you later on down the line.
Dacă dădea bine, îi scotea pe ăștia în pământ.
Magic still holding out against each other all the while. What they're allowing to do is allowing the teams around them to get closer, so third parties could come through. As Junior getting a kill onto a member of Magic, Master holding
Eu
out
cred că
at half
chiar
health.
pe ăla.
Grenade gonna pop through. That's gonna be a Kobe
Ce
Rudy.
grenada a dat
Knocked
ăsta,
down
bravo.
Junior and half health. The pre-fire coming out from Syed. That's gonna leave Junior solo in health. Go in for the push. Go in for the rush. That's gonna be another Kobe. That's gonna push Junior away. Well, what's the point if we're not gonna follow up on the engage? Do not allow him to
Pur și
heal
simplu am
up.
hotărât
Red
să
team
nu
are
mai
such a bad
pentru
position
o
because another
perioadă
team
să
is
nu
actually in
mai
the field right behind him and could
facem.
spray them down. But here it is, Magic. They're coming in and it's cleaning time, baby. The red team will be taken out in 14th position. See you later, Alligator. Now it's going to be Salazar from CIA.
Ce
Oh my
bine
God,
s-a dus ăsta,
disrespect
bravo,
on
mă,
PUBG boys.
Salazar.
And we said that they were a team we wanted to see them step it up on their games today, but game number one seemed like that one will not be their lucky number.
No, CIA consistently impressing me
foarte
time
bine,
and
mă.
time and again. So
Este-
far, they're overall in the standings. They are 18th place with 26 points. And with this good result, it could put them higher and higher. Still 3 players up. Jaguar on a rotation got taken down by Red Reserve. And just to touch upon Red Reserve, actually, no. You know what? I'll mention it later on because this engagement between Team Legends and the Real Deal, 2 teams that need strong results. Of course, a high ground going in the favor of the Real Deal, but Team Legends are in the compound.
Realizing once again, Team Legend only spawned in with 3 members. Where's Legend? LGND, I don't see him anywhere, but here it is, the Real Deal. They're gonna have to breach. They popped off so many smokes, they can easily make it to the vicinity of that compound. It just really depends on how Team Legend can defend it. I like where Joker's currently located, has a really good line of sight, a really widespread angle on these squads. They're trying to smoke it up once again. A little bit of an issue. There are indeed smokes in front of him, just so you guys know, it's just a little bit of a spectator issue that we have. But that's a great nade pin, as a little bit low. He's got M249 Imperium, that is a great weapon for breaching compounds.
But here's the thing, Team Legend, they're all in
ăștia
one
știu
area,
că
the
ăștia
Real Deal
sunt
have
3
them
și
pinched.
îi
Nobody
pușează pe
from
amă ce
Team
bine a
Legend
tras
have been
aici,
able to really
Disman,
disengage,
ăsta,
but now the
Disman.
Real Deal, one member from Team
Du-te,
Legend
mă,
knocked down,
puși
that's Joker
acum,
leaving
mă, că
Lisman. And the final member, Predator, up for Team
Unicul nu joacă, au
Legend
propriul
as the
server.
Real Deal look to
Turcii
swarm
și
them.
Rusia
Of
au
course,
propriul lor
countered
server.
by
No,
Hackshot
no,
having to
no,
get
no, no,
revived
no,
up.
trebuie să
Buju
vezi.
now gonna look to heal up. Daddy pushing forward. Of course, we've seen these players, the new Metamax is going into first-person perspective when you're engaging onto opponent. It gives you a better line of sight on that engagement. And look at Calcer from Respect in the background.
O să-i scoată
And
acum,
while Guess
îi
Joker's
forțează,
a
i-au
better love
forțat, i-au
story was getting knocked away
băgat
than
puțin într-o
Twilight.
casă, ăla e în
That's going to
spate
be a
acolo,
second
îi
knock in
lătăm.
this engage. The Real Deal really trying to commit fully. Lizman is
E
going to
la
be the next
revedere,
casualty,
Leo.
but Respect, they're going for the third party here. And talking about parties is going to be popping off left, right, and center, but I'm not too sure they want to push it aggressively just yet. They want to let it just end up between the Real Deal and Team Legend.
Nu ne jucăm, comentăm
back,
PMC-ul
Lizman
pe
back
Europa.
pretty soon also. Respect being very, respectful. I'll take your joke of earlier.
Then Red Reserve connecting onto Warlords. We have 12 teams left, 36 players left standing. Warlords are being punished in the background as Respect trying to connect onto Team Legend. The third party coming through on the north side of this circle. And that's what happens when you don't really push aggressively quicker. It allows teams to get around you. I mentioned it between Team Red and Magic earlier on. Top Killers got pretty close by, but they did avoid it as a Real Deal looking now for Respect.
We also did see Accelerate unfortunately get eliminated in 12th position. I believe it was them. With enemies on, nading himself. What's that? Mikash is going to nade down Mike.
33 de oameni, 11
yeah,
echipe
go
mai sunt.
downhill here. Their circle is definitely not in their favor, and so many teams could have an angle on them. They are definitely in a pretty sticky and tricky situation. Real Deal is trying to pick other fights, especially versus team number 13. That's going to be top killers here on the edge of the circle. Phase 5 about to close up, and you know that with so many teams still up in such a late phase circle shift in the fields, you know it's just about to go downhill from here on out in just a few minutes.
And it's saying I do believe Magic did take down Red Reserve. Buju, what the hell? Never mind Respect and Team Legend. Let's just spray against BRV enemies.
That spray control was absolutely insane. Now they're trying to pop the last few smokes. Unfortunately, Doyle is going to be dying out to the blue. And here it is. I was talking about it. Unfortunately, going downhill is never a good thing. So many teams have an angle. That's going to be We Are the Enemies taking the last few shots down at the top 8 teams. And Real Deal just spraying it down as much as they can, but I'm jealous of that spray control in Pyramid. Please give me it. The Real Deal. Teach me. Teach me the way.
Teach me, Senpai.
Teach me, Senpai. I'm the weeb here, Imperium. What's that? Okay.
And now, the circle does kind of center up, Max, which means, if I'm not mistaken, it's only Magic that are inside or very close to the circle. We don't have an overview, but look at the amount of teams that are outside at the real deal. The real deal, Respect, Team Legend, Top Killers trying to make for a push, but Sands from Warlords punishes them. Of course, Top Killers still have a couple of players up, 8 teams left, 26 players. Respect going for the engagement. Daddy looking for him. The spray comes out. Nice control by him, but it's not enough to get a knockdown.
I was going to say that's pretty risky, but you know what? You can't argue with results. They lose nothing almost in that engagement. Just having, of course, not B2 just a little bit lower. Esports going to get knitted up by Masterman Magic and their nades today. What is going on? And now they're going to aim a little bit more centrally, trying to get themselves in circle. But look at that great gatekeeping set up by We Are Vietnamese. They shifted almost instantaneously to this circle, and they are really reactive to the shift. So, of course, that is going to allow them to get themselves a nice shield position to just deny other teams from making it in.
Never mind snakes on a plane. We've got snakes in a field, in this open field ending. In the first game of the day in a wrangle, still 8 teams, 24 players up this time. Terror trying to make their way into the circle. They've got Magic in front of them. Magic are basically keeping them away as they prone their way through. Master might have an idea where Bear is. All the while you have Sayed and Murad looking for Warlords on the east side of this circle.
You know what, the real deal, actually, I think have one of the better positions. They're not quite in circle yet, they're almost there, but actually no teams are around them at this point. And all the other teams are going to fight each other on the vicinity of this phase 6, and they might just snake it through properly after this steal, unfortunately for them, Team Legend behind them. So when they decide to pull on the engage, they might get a little bit of a precarious situation. As of right now, they are looking pretty good. I do enjoy it.
Yeah, no, you've really got a good point, and they're going to be able to actually kind of camp the other team up on the north side as well. So it's definitely looking good for the real deal, but you can't also forget about Top Killers as well, and We Are Vietnamese, who made a nicer play into the circle on the west side.
Yeah, Say gets not flushed out, actually, not just flushed out, entirely out of the lobby. Now Team Legend down to their last member, that's going to be Joker. Hopefully doesn't get sprayed down. Exit away from that, but definitely not looking good for them. Hopefully they can make it through. But look at that crate Imperium. That might actually help out a few of these teams to hold a better position.
Yeah, it could take the teams and the players out around them. There's a frenzy of players in small areas where you don't really know what's going on. You're just looking for a body to take down and hoping for the best along the way. Is shot throws down. I think he's actually going for he might have been by mistake, but Magic from a Master. He is one of 2 players left for Magic along with Murad. Might look to get into the use. That's a bold, risky move to try and make his way into circle, but if it does work out, yes, he's going for a loot drop. Okay, great play, very smart, but Master is going to get knocked down by Yazzie.
But he set up a really good defensive position for Murad, which is going to slowly try and snake his way there, and it might just buy them enough time to get extra positioning points and maybe steal a few frags away. We'll have to see how that works out. But exactly, Murad is just straight up walking over there. The smokes were indeed popped off. I really like it, Master. That sacrifice play was absolutely awesome, and it might not even end up being a sacrifice play because they got a perfect position to pull off the rest.
Yeah, exactly. Really true indeed. Now, Smoke is going to go out. That will actually alert that there is another member of Magic there, so that could actually go against him. I would have recommended not throwing out a Smoke in that situation because all it takes is a grenade in this vicinity of that smoke, and you could see Magic being taken out, but they will be able to survive. They will look to separate a little bit. No, see, that's what I was talking about. Magic gets knocked down again. If you're out in the open like that, and you know that you've got to use on a loot crate, don't throw it in smoke.
Murad, headshot on that bloom spray. That's going to put GV out of commission entirely. Flush it out, of course. It is going to get pretty tricky. You never know. Better safe than sorry and not get it stolen away. Top Killers will indeed not see the light of day on this game, and they will be taken out in 5th position. Down to top 4 teams, Imperium. And at this point in time, it's really almost... We don't know which team is going to potentially take it, even though the man advantage is definitely in favour of the real deal with still 4 members. Are they going to get res back up? I'm surprised that was actually allowed by a few of these squads.
But Max, you talked about the real deal. They're in the top 4, 22nd place overall. Now is their chance to get as many points. Could they get more points in one game?
Stai că sunt 2 de la Magic.
4 games yesterday. They're definitely putting it as close together as they can. They've got 3 players left. We're down to 3 teams as Daddy takes down Magic. Now it's 2 Phantom against the real deal. 4v1.
Da, Hexul ăsta, echipa lui
Can
Hexul
the
o să
clutch
câștige
come out
CLW.
from Phantom? Can he pull off the bold move? Can he pull off a KED?
Now they're just going to be splitting up normal. No too much of an issue. Actually, there's a little bit of a terrain dip. You might not actually see it too hard, but Phantom is right there. And they're just having fun now, just drifting around. You know what? I think they are celebrating a little bit early. You never know. I have already seen, and even during our casting of in Ukraine, we actually saw a 1v4 clutch coming on through. Does he get rolled over? He's really trying to get that rollover kill, isn't he? But now this spray coming out from Phantom was the DP, gets the first initial knockdown, but unfortunately it's going to be way too much for him to handle, and the real deal will be finally securing their very first chicken dinner here in Spring Split PMCO for the European region. I said it, they were a team that had to show up. Yesterday was just a bad day. But damn, that is also a pretty dominant amount of kills for them on their very first chicken dinner.
Yeah, 8 kills, 20 points for a chicken dinner, 28 points. They were on 22 total.
Magicul stă
I
bine
said
pe
it,
kill-uri.
they've got more points in
11
one
kill-uri,
game
bravo.
than they had in the 4 games yesterday. Talk about bouncing back. Fantastic result for them. Never mind the fact that Warlords getting second place with 4 kills. They were 13th place. They weren't exactly looking bad, but that second place for this first game of the day, definitely good stuff for them. And Magic, look, consistent as it comes. 11 kills, 3rd place. Damn, that looks good.
I'm really happy of my boys. They got themselves a nice chicken dinner yesterday, and they keep on showing up with the party with those consistent points. And Magic is actually a team that has a potential of, even though it's only like 2 groups playing today, it's not going to be on equal standings with the other 2 groups of Group B and Group D. But their team has a potential of being in first position at the very end of the day, right? They are actually so high up. Before this game, they were in 4th position with 67 points. And just about like 20 points behind first position, hold so far by next. So Magic, if they keep on showing up like this, they might actually just make it in top pole position. One team that I'm a little bit sad about, again, is of course Team Legend. They got 0 kills. They got somewhat decent positioning, but because they have their 3 members, I really want to see Legend just join back the lobby. I don't know what's happening there, but 3 members is definitely pulling them down because they got breached so many times. That game, they just couldn't fight back in any way, shape, or form.
Plus, Red Reserve as well. Finishing 11th place. Yeah, they got 5 kills, but that kind of center of their circle position really didn't work for them because they just got pinched by too many angles towards the end of that game. We didn't see it, but I definitely had an idea. And for them, with Magic getting 3rd place and then getting 11th place with 5 kills, in the overall standings, that's definitely going to create a bit of a difference and help Red Reserve overall. But you know, it's not going to be too bad when it comes to the top 24, and they know they want to do better.
I also believe that now we have the current standings actually updated. So I know I'm just a little bit intrigued to see where they're currently located. And you know what, Imperium, I said it. Magic had an opportunity of climbing up even higher, and now they got actually 88 points. So they're in 1st position in the entire tournament with that game. And you know what, Magic, they did definitely show up. Really proud of them on their very first performance, but they still got a few teams right behind them. They've got to be a little bit careful. Red Reserve still in 5th position. Not great positioning, but still they got a few kills to make up for that, and also their cushion that they set up yesterday definitely held them on their full.
Yeah, but look at the real deal. 11th place with 50 points. They jumped from...
They went 17th.
22nd to...
No, wait. Where are the real deal? No, they went 21st.
Real deal. They were in 22nd. And now they jumped up to 11th. They basically doubled their overall position, so to speak. Or you can say they've cut in half. 11th place overall. That's a great start from them. Plus, they've notched the chicken dinner up there. That's always going to look pretty good in the overall standings.
Yeah, really happy for them. They can finally keep on moving up. They said they were feeling really confident in PMCO, and it finally showed up. Like, Bujo is a player that allowed his team, Curd Squad, to go over to a LAN event during prelim finals in Spring Split 2019. Yeah. So, of course, that competitive experience did show up today. They got a little bit, they did maybe celebrate a little bit early at the end, so you never want to try and do that because you never know. 1v4 is definitely possible, but they got the chicken dinner, and at the end of the day, that is definitely what counts. Imperium, after this very very interesting first game, we'll be now slowly moving to our second game, with the good old fancy Vikendi, our first Vikendi game for this PMC European split. I just can't wait to jump into it. And before we go for a very short break, Imperium, do you maybe have a favorite for this Vikendi game?
Da, ca să nu stăm după ei, mă bag să mă joc eu un TDM 2-3. Să nu stăm după morcoviața ăla și cu celălaltul. Hello, hello.
Team match. Let's go.
The blue team has scored for the first time.
Foarte, foarte slab. M-am schimbat în 4 degete, nu am movement, nu am absolut nimic. Yes. I speak English, but my English is a little bit bad.
Killing spree for the blue team. The blue team is unstoppable. Reloading. Cover me.
Nici nu pot să trag, nici nu pot să fac.
Target down. Reloading. Nice shot.
Hai că da.
Killing spree for the blue team. The blue team is in the lead.
Nu știu dacă am făcut vreun kill.
Target down. Reloading. Kill. Cover me. Clear. Reloading. Target down. Killing spree for the blue team.
Nu pot să-mi fixez ei, de asta sunt așa de paralizat. Și trag foarte, foarte mult.
Cover me. Dead. Reloading. Cover me.
Deci nu am pot să vă trag.
Great. You're about to
Da,
win.
îmi place o
The blue team is about to win. Reloading. Killing spree for the red team.
Blue team victory. Team match. Let's go.
First point for the red team. Dead.
Am înțeles. Bun, nu. Asta era acolo din server. Ca să vedeți, nici nu m-am nimerit ăla. Nu știu cât să mai trag. E bine.
The red team is in the lead.
Deci asta înseamnă că diferența că nu l-am fixat încă, nu pot să-l fixez, de asta nici nu am jucat niciodată cu 4 uite cum încearcă. Nu, deci pur și simplu nu... Diferența de ei.
Be careful! You're losing the game.
The red team is about to win.
Team victory!
Nu mă las fanatic. Pur și simplu vreau să văd un pic game. Dacă e... Ori sunt eu prost, ori... Nu mă las de 4. Categoric nu mă las.
Team
mă lasă
match.
deja
Let's
degetul,
go.
l-am aici, îl țin bine, știi?
First point for the red team! Cover me! No mercy! Reloading!
Erau 15 aici.
Expired! Clear!
Asta înseamnă credit.
Target down!
Tot ce pot să
Cover
fac
me!
nu pot să fac în 4.
Reloading!
Acolo aveam pe zingă.
Dead! No mercy! Cover me! Reloading! Killing spree for the blue team! The blue team is in the lead. Enemy down! Nice shot! No mercy! The blue team is unstoppable! Reloading! Killing spree for the blue team!
Doamne, dă și grenadă și avion și ăla și... Fii atent, e în 4. Deloc, adică.
Great. You're about to win.
The blue team is about to win! Nice shot!
Spart asta, toți sunt morți, mă, de bulangiu.
Target down!
Blue team victory.
Vezi? Îmi fuge ținta. Fiți atenți cum fuge ținta.
But now is this starting to
Kindy.
get to the point where the dust is settling, right? Far behind at this stage was 8 games up your sleeve. It's gonna get really hard for you to crawl back up unless you pull like a next door magic and you get just insane amount of points in a few games. That'll be awesome. but they need to get, from now on, not insanely good games, but at least they got to hit their average. Otherwise, they might not make it through the top 16 if they keep on having these low averages.
Yeah, and I was speaking to a member of CIA earlier on, and I was saying that I was actually, to be honest, pretty impressed with them overall. I was, you know, I didn't really hold out too much for them. They weren't the team that stood out in my eyes, but being 15th overall, yeah, that is helped by teams underperforming behind them, the likes of Accelerate, even PUBG Boys and Team Legends, but it doesn't stop the fact that they have held their own in these games.
I mean, they did end it off on a pretty good note yesterday. I'm just hoping that they can try and keep it up there, because otherwise, as you go into semi-finals, as you go into the regional finals, it's going to get harder and harder every single time. So consistency is key, not over the entirety of the group stage, but also over the entirety of the tournament, right until Alan, if you have to go there. Anyways, here it is, our very first PMCO for the European stage. The Kendi game is upon us. And what a great playing path to start off with. Just straight up central, cut right through. And we'll have every single team get their main drop-in location under control. So, you know what a better way to start this one off with.
Very nice. Very nice.
Very nice.
Nice playing trajectory going from the north to the south, dead center. You touch upon everybody going where they pretty much need / want to go. Podvosto is going to be occupied by Red Reserve. We all know they drop in the hotspots. They are an aggressive team, and with the playing trajectory being very central, what I will think is that you're going to have a nice spread of the teams going across the map. One thing that I've always pointed out about Vikendi is because there's a lot of compounds, you can go, you know, in separate areas. You can kind of dip and dive between different compounds on your rotations and do it up effectively from there. And that's exactly what these teams are doing. Nobody really super duper close to each other. Maybe Rexpect and Yakuza up above on the north side. And I suppose down in Volnova. Other than that, they're all pretty well spread out, Max.
Yeah, that's actually the most spread I've ever seen the teams be in Vikendi. Even talking about scrims. So, well, that's actually our first game, so of course it was going to be during scrims. But I'm actually really happy to see that. Rexpect, they have a really good amount of success playing northern edge of map kind of areas. And it's their playstyle. They play very passive early. If you want to play passive, drop passive. As you mentioned, Toby did say that. So if Toby says it, of course it's right.
Yeah, true. Very true. I'm curious as to where this playing trajectory is, if it'll show up on our side so we can have an idea of what these teams do need to do in terms of their rotations. But Accelerate, hey look, Landon and Castle, let's hope they can become the kings of the castle that is Vikendi and come out on top with a strong performance. It's what they need. They aren't looking too good in the overall standing, so a huge boost in confidence with a good result will help their mentality, will help their momentum coming into final 2 games of the day.
Come on, Mr. Producer Man, show us the map. I invoke you. Nothing. Crap, I thought that would work. I thought I learned dark magic for a second. But yeah, so Accelerate, you know, the playing castle is pretty risky, hoping that the circle shift is in their favor. But if it is, like, so many teams can set up bridge camps around the area, so it can get pretty tricky. I saw so many teams die around the area, so hopefully it won't go too bad. CIA, the team I was talking about, I want to see them have a good performance. No, they hit somewhat of an average that allows them to get in top 15. But they need to have really some nice performance. They're all just. I want to see them be able to rivalize versus the top teams, because some of these players like Gangster and Jaguar, they are 2 players that I remember that just absolutely insane, and they play just so well and synergistically well together. But they just haven't had an opportunity yet. So hopefully this will be their game. As I see Jaguar with a. I'm going to stop my sentence right there. What the hell?
Oh my god, that's about a good, like, 40%, 45% is water on the west side. Now, look, Max, it really isn't the worst thing in the world, because that playing trajectory was so central and teams are very well spread out. Realistically, it's not too hard for teams to rotate. I would say the hardest team that right now has a tough rotation would be Red Reserve. Other than that, the teams up the north, the teams down south, they won't have it too difficult in terms of their rotation into the west side circle.
I think Team Legend is going to be a team that's going to have a really hard time. They were at the very, very edge of the map. They were on the northeastern side, and they only got 3 members once again. So that means that with 3 members, you're going to have to move on forward. And because playing edge of circle is so rewarding on Vikendi, A lot of gatekeeping could happen early, phase 1, phase 2, so hopefully they'll be able to respond very quickly to this circle shift, try and aim for a nice compound, but here it is, all magic. They're going to be losing Skirp right away, and I'm sad to see Skirp fly out there. Again, too many Skirps, but yeah, he's gone.
But it is good to see Broccoli being a little bit more aggressive, although going in on his own side could get the better on the bear. You don't engage like that, man. Don't engage on your own. Yeah, okay, you will get revived, but you got to think, what if a member of Magic was in the background? That would have been a kill against Terror. So look, engage, but make sure you're engaging as a two-man team to get that kill. Either way, it'll go in the favor of Terror Esports, and that's definitely going to hurt Magic later on down the line. To touch upon these circles though, Max, you know, and where these teams are located, it's absolutely no problem for the teams that are on the east side of the map to leave it until phase 2 to rotate in circle, because by that point a lot of teams on the east side of the circle will have gone a little bit more central, creating a bit more space for those teams on the west to rotate, on the far east to rotate in.
Zic că mi-a picat netul. Da, a picat netul. Nu eram live.
So the not too many teams all set up, kind of like compound.
Nu știu
Edge of circle compounds, otherwise it might get a little bit tricky, but you know, if it's phase 1, phase 2, you can just allow yourself to stay in the blue and just wait for teams to shift away to find a better position. We'll see how this one will be rolling out. But now Magic, they lost Say, they lost Skirl. Master and Murad are going to be getting the hell out of here, trying to find a nice
Shot in that side are now going to join up with the rest of his team as they make their way into the circle. Nicely done, Vikendi. What I love about Vikendi also is the fact that it's very easy to go on the rough terrain in those vehicles. Because it's snow, it's quite smooth. Yeah, you have to be careful of some of the rocks, but you don't have to worry about being on the road all the time. So making, you know, a strategic play into the circle on any kind of rotation is relatively quite easy.
Complete opposite of Miramar, an absolute pleasure to drive on this map. PUBG boys, slowly trying to get back to get. Oh, okay, that bike is gone. He went in a freaking different dimension. Okay.
So a segment I'd like to bring to these broadcasts is judging, you know, kind of those plays. I'm going to give that a 3 out. He landed on his feet, but a lot better. So 3 out of 10 for me.
Okay, I think we had a little bit of an issue hearing you there. Your voice cut out completely, Imperium, during your segment. So, are you gonna go over it again? I don't know. For us,
yeah, I'm just gonna give him a 3 out of 10 for that. He landed on his feet, but definitely could have been executed a lot better. And
okay.
Yeah, 3 out of 10.
But unfortunately, I'm seeing the real deal. G-Space and Accelerate are getting involved. G-Space, unfortunately, going to be pulling off the short end of the stick. They're going to be losing the fast members, at least not. She's due to come on through later on down the line. Terra got a nice position. They were the team that I mixed up with Magic, but their team that's got decent positioning points, not too many kill points, unfortunately. So I would like to see them play a little bit more aggressive. But, you know, often he's not really known for playing too aggressive early on, so they've got to stay calm. When they start hitting the mid-game / late-game stage, I really want to see them pop off kills.
Nu știu ce să zic, fanatic.
Definitely, 100%. Like, getting 2 kills so far in this game alone is a good start for the first, you know, 8-10 minutes, 100%. Knowing that they do damage. We do see Sonic and Red Reserve scouting out, now going to join up with the rest of his team as he glides across the snowy field of Vikendi. And that's good scouting coming out from Red Reserve, getting information, getting an idea of where they will like to rotate and go should they have to move away. And now Respect possibly looking for a bit of a breach of the members of PUBG boys.
Maybe a little bit too split to breach just now, but the fact that they're aiming, of course, for the edge of the circle where it is like about 40 to 50% of the phase 1 is actually in the water. It's actually really smart from them. I do enjoy it, but ooh, the red team get very close to top killers, but they're like, okay, this compound is overtaken. We definitely cannot take this one home. But oh, the car explosion comes on through. Exile will get himself a double frag in the process. Great way to kick this one off. Top killers still, they are holding this compound like their life. I mean, it does depend on it. Their life does depend on this compound. but they'll be able to get themselves 2 points along the way, which is great.
Yeah, of course, pushing teams back as well. If you can get, kills along with pushing teams back, happy days. So good stuff from top killers. Looking pretty good so far in this game. There's still a full squad as well, spread out quite nicely along that compound. They're going to be able to look in the direction of Respect and the two-man team of Magic. So yeah, good stuff from them overall. At least in the standings so far, they are kind of, they're just in the top 16 with 35 points in total. So if they can add another strong result, they could easily see themselves in the top 10.
I Respect, we said it, they got really nice passive position. They're a little bit pinched. I mean, Magic are just around the corner in Dobro Mesto. And PUBG Boys just there, so hopefully they won't get scouted out. As long as they don't get scouted out, they are pretty damn safe, and they can't get attacked from the back, so you've got to really focus on 180 degrees of land in front of you. Hopefully that'll be fine. But no teams on edge circle, so that was the thing I was talking about. If teams did try and hold edge of circle compound, it might make it a little bit harder for Team Legend, but Team Legend, you see they're there and alive, so they are fine with this phase 1.
Well, look at the amount of space between Red Reserve and Warlords. That huge land space is free in whatever direction this next phase shifts. It will give a lot of space for teams to rotate from the north and south, specifically the teams up north, because there's not too many of them. The majority of the teams are kind of down south/central south. So that's going to be a little bit tougher for them, but either way, that space will be occupied depending on this circle shifting, as CIA popping off a couple of shots in the direction of Team Legend, pushing them back. They're inside the city for now, just looting up.
We're talking about the circle there, where you want to try and position. Because so much of the circle is actually in water, if you aim for center, this circle is actually going to be extremely predictable. You know it's going to go or center, or mainly focus on the east. So if you go dead center, well, you just got to go or for small rotation a little bit more to the east, or just not even move compounds, and play a little bit more like the long game. So I really enjoy what teams are doing, especially if you play in the center. Red Reserve, they will do pretty close to each another, but no, not really interested in going in a fight, of course, because this is Vikendi. It's mainly going to be a battle of knocks at any point of time. Sonic is going out to potentially scout out some kind of area higher up.
I really like it. Just about as Circle 2 is going to shift up, he's doing a little bit of scouting, getting an idea of where he might want to put his team. That's what a good IGL does. He either does that himself, or he sends somebody out to scout. And now, as we do see the phase 2 exposing itself, it's still pretty well occupied by the water, Max, but it's centered up quite nicely. And like I was talking about, that space, Sonic has gone more to the east, realizing there is that plenty of space. He can put his team there, and he'll be a lot more comfortable in that position to push teams back on any kind of breach or engagement close by.
So the thing you just mentioned, right, about sending the IGL to go for the scout is actually, if he does, unfortunately die out, he can actually only focus on IGL after, so he doesn't have to focus about the gameplay, he can just say his team and give them directives, which is also a good way to do it, I guess, having your IGL just in the back, having different perspective on his teams. Now, Pedja, the team that we are expecting to have a really good game eventually, because so far it hasn't been going too good for them, to the point where they actually got, 0 kills, so I think that is definitely a fair assessment. So they are at least playing their positioning really well. I do like it. It's definitely a step in the right direction. Hopefully they can try and make it go a little bit longer.
Yeah, we've seen previous games where they've kind of stayed on the edge of the circle, and I feel like they're evolving their gameplay. And maybe they listen back to yesterday's stream and realizing that they kind of needed to improve on that, and that's exactly what they've done. But Respect are doing something similar. They're 7th place overall on 55 points after 5 games. They know Pedja boys are there, but they're waiting out, holding out, knowing that the circle right now is in their favor.
You and CIA just going to go for a little bit of a battle of knocks, of course, trying to use their utility, but all going to be Zart. Man, top killers, they get so many. Wait, was that Team Squad wipeout on CIA? Wait a second.
I believe it was.
Because if they died all at the same time, that means it was a multiple car rotation, and you definitely don't do that, especially on Vikendi, because it's so easy to die out. Rotate with so many members in one car. So if that was what happened, I'm sorry, but I'm going to say dessert for you, CIA. You don't do that on Vikendi. Don't do it. It's bad.
Yeah, you'll make Max angry, and you won't like him when he's angry. As Warlords still shifting towards the west of Grok are staying close to the edge, knowing that a circle in some way really has to shift to the mainland sooner or later, banking on that phase 3 kind of going in their favor. They do have plenty of space around them, just trying to loot up. But I wonder, you know, because they're not sending out a scout, they don't really know where the other teams are, so that lack of information could hurt them on this next phase.
You definitely could. I do think that Team Models, they're a pretty aggressive team in terms of like compound breaches, so I understand where they want to go for that playstyle, but sending a scout just to get information and knowing a team is 100% there is always going to be just so much more valuable instead of just rushing as a 4-man team and just expecting the worst.
Yeah.
But Accelerate, Terra, they're going to be clashing just a little bit, a few frags coming out on the kill feed. I like actually, the compound of Red Reserve here is great because you can actually even get on the rooftops and just scout even further, and your bolt and DMR action is going to be absolutely mental.
Actually, a really good point you did bring up. The rooftops on Vikendi are so important of an element to kind of get a successful push or a knock or even a kill. However, there is a bit of risk to that, but where is phase 3 gonna go? Is it gonna go to the mainland? It shifts down towards the southeast. Only about 20% of it is water, but look at that G space. Living by their name, they have plenty of space to rotate a little bit more down to the southwest, outside of Mavatra. Red Reserve, they could kind of stay where they are. Shift a little bit more down south, same with the Real Deal, and now Warlords reacting quickly, getting a little bit more towards the edge of that circle, shifting down towards the southeast. Good stuff from them. Otherwise, everybody else realistically can kind of stay where they are.
Yeah, they can stay exactly where they are. I love it. This is the easiest circle shift that could come out of this game.
Yeah.
If we see a team die out now, that means that some mistake of some form did come on through, because at this point you don't have to move. No, there's no reason to do so. I'm going to really quickly talk about the positioning of Red Reserve.
Yeah,
good. It is. Nice shot from Reki. Reki comes on through. Nice shot there. Headshot from distance. But yeah, Red Reserve, they have a 2-2 split and actually really close compounds. And I'm going to explain the reason why you want to do that. That is why, if you get breached by any kind of team and you don't want to defend it, you can easily rotate with your cars and actually defend 2 compounds. You open up opportunities for yourself. And I think that is something they've been always really good at doing. Unfortunately, yesterday, circle shifts were not really helping them out. But going for a 2-2 split in 2 compounds that are not too far together, but also not too close, just opens up so many doors for you in the late game that you are making up for, like, unwanted circle shift. But here it is. Rexpect, they're going to go for the breach on top killers, Imperium.
It's not going to work out, though. 2 members of Rexpect are going to get taken out by top killers. Rexpect will still keep going with Caster and not B2, but it's still going to be tough. Good stuff by top killers. Getting a nice, juicy 2 kills in that little breach. Not working out for Rexpect, unfortunately. Although they are still in, as PUBG boys are close by as well. Then you even have Red Reserve in the background.
And let's know how many kills top killers have. They've been like, especially like Exile and Zar, they were just taking car kills every moment. They actually got 7 already. Wow. Phase 3, that is actually pretty mental.
Really good stuff from them. They were on 13 up until this point, so that's going to be 20 kills in total in these kind of 6 games for now. Let's see if they can add to that. They still got the 2 members of Rexpect close by, and that could be a thorn in their side if they don't close it out. But they are playing it pretty safe, knowing that teams are getting a little bit closer. So if they overexpose themselves on the outside of that compound, they could get punished. So overall, I'm liking what top killers are doing for now as they look for the push onto the 2 members of Rexpect.
Go for the blind shots through the smokes. Could it work out? That's a no as of right. Oh, actually, it's a yes. I changed that into a yes. Imperium, not B2 is going to be knocked down. That means Caster's a 1-man army. Caster's been able to do great performances throughout scrims. Even though he's alone, I'm sure he can have some more of an impact in this game. But it's going to be pretty harsh in the open. Pulling off a res is not going to be easy, and not B2 is indeed going to get flushed away by PUBG. But PUBG boys, they're coming in hot, and they're going to get a nice shot for Herb, who's at M24.
Well, that's what I said. It was good that top killers weren't being super aggressive outside that compound, because the fear that was going to happen. It is what did happen, but there's not going to be a confirmed kill. That will alert PUBG boys. But look at that circle shift going down south once again. leaving G Space in a situation where they have to rotate in. Accelerate are going to play pretty safe, and then the real deal might look to go down south.
I really like how G-Space can rotate. They've got just so much room on the east, on the southern side, especially the southern side is still a little bit of a position in center circle, so I think that if they rotate early, they might have one of the better positions in its entire late game stage. Now, Magic also on the move. They lost Sade and Scope earlier. He shot though, coming out from the distance. Hopefully they can make it through. They got to try and aim for the coastal line, which can be good. You know, it's a lot safer and you don't get shot at, but when you start arriving in the circle, that's when things might get a little bit tricky if some teams already set up camp there. But Team Warlords on high ground trying to rain it down on the real deal.
Yeah, they're on the high ground, up on the north side. They've stayed relatively safe in this game, but as the circles close in, they've had to move away, and now Yakuza going in. They're in the vehicles. Nice reaction from Warlord Sands with the MPK-5.
I think there's a little bit of miscommunication. JW stopped out first. Great shot coming up from Ryan. Not quite able to get the shot on Dale. Unfortunately, no knockdowns. They're running it down on JW. That's a great nade. Maybe even get a flush with that second. But now they are looking strong. They have the high ground position, which is super valuable. Here it is. The second nade of JW. Wait, no. JW actually naded himself. I guess he was cooking it up. A little bit of an unfortunate timing. But now the compound is in control. A little bit of an even Steven scenario between these two squads. But as always, high ground will always give you some kind of advantage. But Ryan, I really like where the split is coming out from.
Looking pretty good by Warlords. The fact that they got that first kill means that they can push forward using the grenades. Another one's going to come out. Phantom flanking in from the side. This could be the end of Yakuza. Walking Warlords do. Another grenade is being thrown out by Phantom. You do see Sands is going in. Could this go against Warlords as he prones down? Nice play by Yakuza to try and keep themselves in it.
That was almost a throw from Warlords. They sent Sands in first. I know Sands is a very aggressive player. He loves going just YOLO in game. But, like, he breached that one way too early. Just have waited like an extra 5 seconds. They could have breached at the same time. Sent one on the left, one on the right. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. They could have got that team squad wipe out a lot smoother. Now, talking about smooth, this is definitely not the case where we have Vietnamese. At least the 2-2 split from Kush is not going to be working out. He gets knocked away, but they have a little bit of a dip to work with. So the res will indeed be coming on through. But Magic, from the back, they're going to get backstabbed by Mike. And he gets the shutdown.
Those shots not quite working out for Mike. He's been very careful, so I will give him a little bit of peace for that, but in a different circumstance, I would say those sprays have to be accurate. Magic trying to stay inside the rose bushes, Pedjadi boys, and we are Vietnamese fight up against each other.
Yeah, Lizman unfortunately going to be down out to the brew. I think they're in the cavern. I'm not sure where they're currently located, but they seem very, very low or on the water, so hopefully they'll be able to make it through. Team Legend, their team that I want to see definitely step it up today. It is fun. He's going to move away from that smoke, but he knows he's surrounded. There are so many squads there, and unfortunately Murad will not survive the trip. Down on their last member. We have the enemies. They are actually looking pretty good on their position. They moved up a little bit.
Oh, so just peek a little bit more and look down. You were so close to seeing him. That Predator in the distance could really punish Wolf if he's not too careful. But right now he's focused. Molotov being thrown out. That could be a nice Molotov if it doesn't work out. Don't think it's quite landed in the direction of We Are Vietnamese.
I'm surprised he would actually go for that molly, because I think he just gave his position away even more dominantly over to We Are Vietnamese.
Yeah.
But though he fights back a little bit, puts Kush lower, but he's as a one-man army. That is going to be a very tricky spot to get away from. The only way he can maybe make it through is like jumping in the water, but making it away with Predator behind you from Team Legend is going to get pretty harsh on them. Here it is. HD boys, Wolves will indeed get knocked away by Predator. Got backstabbed.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. That could easily have happened, and now the real deal. They're being pushed on by Red Reserve. Agan with the G36 and scope, and now Molotov is going to be thrown out. They have to try and go for this engage. Daddy is behind a rock. Reposition could punish Red Reserve if they're not too careful. Nice stuff by Agan with the Molotov. Burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno. Good stuff by Agan. Gonna confirm a double kill. Leaving Daddy the last man standing. Sonic gets knocked down. Doozy coming out. But now Ked is up on the high ground. Daddy hugging the wall. Hugging that little mountain dip. Can he punish Red Reserve once again?
Going to try and do so. Don't give him enough time to res up Sonic. He's going to try and go for the spray. Was easy, but with no scope, that's going to be pretty harsh. And there you have it. But Aegon, he's not not even summer yet, and he just opened up barbecue season. Let's freaking go. Red Reserve up on an absolute roll. Sonic will make it back up on his feet, but G-Space are still there. Hopefully won't put Red Reserve in too much of a bad spot, but they're looking good. They said they wanted to show up on Vikendi, and they are definitely doing so.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, look, you know what? It's winter time. You got to warm yourself up, and that's exactly what Red Reserve have done. But now as they find Johnny from G-Space, the knockdown will come through, but that was mainly down to the blue zone. That's going to be a second knock for Sonic. He will look to get revived. However, it's slightly hurt Red Reserve a bit because they're not in the circle yet, but now as Terror Esports, top killers are breaching the compound, trying to rotate around. Terror in the center.
Broccoli trying to deny the rotation. The nade though from Bib will actually get exiled from top killers. They're finally getting threatened in this game. Imperium. They're going to try and breach up Zara. Unfortunately, with Bear and Icy right behind him, he's got to be very careful about this one. They're finally going to go for the engage with the Uzi. This is definitely a hard weapon to play up against. And here it is. This is synergy. This is what I'm looking for from Terror Esports. They need to get more kills in these games, and that's how you do it. They're defending it really nice. Pushing up in the open. That is never going to go your way.
Honestly, what kind of engagement was that by top killers? It was half RCD sending 2 players in, and now they get punished, and Pupex goes down. That's going to be the end of top killers. 10 teams left. 26 players, Red Reserve, Terror, both looking strong, but you can't deny what the other teams around can do. Accelerate still in it, looking for a strong result.
I know how much Red Reserve were aiming to try and get center circle. I hope this is not going to put them off their footing, but here it is. That's going to be the engagement of Team Warlords going on. We are Vietnamese. And they take that high ground position for themselves. I think it's one of the better positions, but that road might be a big threat for most of these squads. Molly coming out. It's not an Aegon Molly, unfortunately, but JV was a great angle. He's going to go for perfect spray. This is why you split and spread your wings to go for fully nice compound defense. We are Vietnamese looking extremely strong. That's a perfect engage, and we are Vietnamese. They're going to be taking out Team Warlords in 10th position, Imperium.
The third party came through, and Penalty Boys punished Warlords. Terror from a distance, looking for anybody that they can, whether it's Penalty Boys or Warlords, and now Accelerate, looking to get to the dip. Broccoli sees the head of Kappa Halle, takes a couple of shots, just about manages to survive, and now Molotov is going to be thrown to try and confirm that knockdown.
They sure love those mollies, I gotta tell you, mate. Let's freaking go. Pejadi Boys, Mamula finally showing up. He's been one of the players I've been expecting to have some good performances. Unfortunately, pretty split. They got one a little bit higher north, over to the west, one a little bit more central. Pretty scarce. They can't really assist each other out at this point in time. Hopefully, they'll get back together soon enough. But now, Phase 6 is coming up. Where is Phase 7 going to take us? It could be pretty harsh, as once again, that road in the center is going to mess up so many teams on their next circle.
Oh, it is, and then once again, if it goes in the favor of Terror, which it has, they're going to stay on the edge of that circle, just inside that compound, up in the northeast, going to push Accelerate back. It's going to be very tough for them. They are only a 2-man team, unfortunately, although Pejadi Boys could push in from the side onto Terror. Terror is still a full squad, so it'll work out for them for now.
But Terror and Red Reserve, they're dangerously close to each other, so they are probably going to try and fight for the same position, so I hope it won't go too bad for any of these squads. I mean, it's going to be one of the squads that's going to have a hard time, that's for sure. Team are slowly trying to aim for the center, but the center is not really that playable because of the road. We'll see how it goes. We have Vietnamese getting surrounded. They have Predator. There's still, once again, it's exactly the same scenario every single time for Team Legend. One member trying to snake it through late game. Snaking's a little bit hard on Vikendi, but we'll see how that can pay off for them on this next phase.
Plus, he still has Psycho from GSMC is still inside, and he's on the very south, inside the circle, doesn't have to move a muscle. So that could work out for them in the end. The one-man army from GSMC looking to claim as many points as he can in the standings as Accelerate are going to throw out the smoke to try and make their way across the road and in some way breach Terror Esports. It's not going to be easy. They're a 3-man team. Red Reserve are looking on. The third party could come through. Sakura prones down, but Red Reserve are up above.
I mean, don't even need a scout here at this point because you got information the team is located in the compound. But Red Reserve now, they are definitely going to try and pull off the third party of the century. But now the blue is upon them. Accelerate have no other choice but to cross the road. They still have those smokes, still have that utility to assist that rotation. And hopefully they'll make it through unscathed.
Wow, they managed to get across the road. You could say that's a little bit weak from Terror, but they've always had to be careful being inside that compound not to get too exposed. Nice spray by X0 onto Icy, taking him down to about 30 health.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're going to lose Kapahala, one outstanding player. Losing him at this stage might be a little bit tricky for them to make it through, and especially we're just surrounded by two four-man squads. Terra Esports, Red Reserve, going to be pretty harsh, but Red Reserve going to go downhill. Aegon, unfortunately, he's going to be the first casualty of Red Reserve in this engagement as he gets taken down by We Are Vietnamese Kush and might get flushed out.
He does get flushed out indeed. Kush getting a kill. We do lose PUBG boys. The circle shifts in the favor of Red Reserve though, as both Terror and Accelerate, who are side by side in that compound, are going to be outside the circle. And also when you look on the opposite, when We Are Vietnamese are on their own, we have 5 teams left, 14 players as we hit the 30-minute mark.
30 more seconds in Pyramid. Doomsday will be upon us. Accelerate. Still trying to buy as much time as they possibly can, but only 30 seconds, and this will all be over. You'll have to force on through, and only a slim amount of teams will be able to make it through. Though what I do love of Red Reserve, they split up across the road. I think it's not really too worth it because the western side is not that valuable, but now We Are Vietnamese. They're finally going to go for their cash, if you can see on your minimap, trying to slowly claw their way closer and closer to this phase 8, where it is We Are Vietnamese losing SOD. That was always going to be really hard upon them.
Ked on his own, doing Ked things, and all the while Sonic just take down another member of We Are Vietnamese, leaving just GV left standing. Good stuff by Red Reserve, being aggressive, getting those knocks that they need to create all of that space to try and get this chicken dinner, all the while Terra Esports are still a full squad. That's the biggest danger for Red Reserve.
Gonna try their very best to defend it. GV, just the last chance of his team, because he's still bleeding out, but he makes it over to the other side of the road, but for how long? Well, that was definitely not very long. That's going to be, of course, taken over. I think it was Ked securing himself that one frag. Also, We Are Vietnamese out in, that means 4th position. Down now to top 3 teams. Terra Esports, Red Reserve. Ked is going to be scouted out by Beer with the M4, but can't quite take the shot right now.
But look how much space and vision Red Reserve have. They have the high ground, they have the trees. You have Ked across the road on the east side. This is such good play by Red Reserve. Okay, Terra Esports, they hung on to that compound for a little bit too long. They didn't take down Accelerate when they needed to. That's gone against them, but they're in the top 3. Nice spray from Sonic onto Janada. Gonna be another knockdown, followed by another knockdown. One by one, Terra getting knocked down.
They don't care if they can't see them. They got still 3 members. They can just try to pressure them through the smokes. They're connecting so many bullets. They were able to get 2 members res back up earlier. That was very unfortunate for Red Reserve to not flush it out. But there you go. They get the teams lower and lower. Still, Terra getting the reses once again. I don't know how they make it. I don't know how they buy so much time. But G-Space a few seconds ago died out in 3rd position.
Max, Ked got taken down. That leaves the angle away from Red Reserve. It's 4 against 2. Sonic and Jip, can they close it out? And Molotov's gonna push out Red Reserve. In amongst the smokes they go. They're gonna pressure Red Reserve. Who's gonna come out on top? One by one. Good stuff by Sonic, but he gets knocked down, leaving Jip alone. And from this side, Terra are gonna look to close out. Icy across the road. How has Jip managed to stay alive? She gets another knockdown. Oh my god, it's gonna end. Terra Esports, they took too long, but they got the job done.
Oh my god, I was hoping, I was crossing my fingers for the entire fight. Jib, please do get it, but still, that was a nice attempt on Red Reserve, getting himself 2nd position. But the winners of the day, that's going to be good old fancy Terra Esports. And
Bă, ochișor, vă pup și vă mulțumesc că ați fost alături de mine.